Should I put this front and center?
Yeah, Michael.
The people need us to talk about
They want us to weigh in on
Michael.
Michael. Has the crew from the 1996 Michael, have they come out and said anything about the erasure?
The people need us to talk about Michael 1996. They've been screaming.
Yeah.
Please, where is your Michael 1996 review? A Bob Hoskins film.
A Nora Ephron film.
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
I have not seen Michael yet.
Yeah, we need to see this. We need to do the work, and we need to see what the sensation of Michael is all about. It would be
really funny for us to just post a whole review, spoiler talk of Michael, and we just talk about that movie, Michael, and we don't acknowledge the new movie, Michael, at all.
You want to know something funny? I've never noticed. I've looked at this poster a million times because it's so funny. Never noticed the little dog.
Yeah, the little dog is great.
You see this? What's that guy up to?
We got to watch the movie to find out.
Is that on there?
Yeah,
He's on the back.
There's a little dog.
Yeah, look on the back, too. He's holding the
This
dog.
is like Mandela effect.
Yeah,
There's always been a little dog.
There's always a little dog. It's great. It's just Michael and it's John Travolta, and you don't know.
Billy
well,
Hurt.
actually, it does say he's an angel, not a saint.
Oh boy,
Michael. Anyway,
That's Michael.
hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of We Bought a Mic, a podcast about the 2026 Florida Film Festival. It has happened. We were there. We saw the movies, and now we're here to talk about them. Welcome. My name's Ernest.
My name is Hunter.
My name is Marcel.
whoa! And I'm Drew. Excited for this one.
Welcome
special-
for the first time, Marcel, to the pod. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I don't know what to do. It's my first time being in a physical podcast location, so this is new to me, new territory.
Okay. Well, we're happy that we got to intro this for you.
And they're all like this. It's
Yeah.
this hot in all of them. Every studio.
It's not too bad.
This exclusive of a studio space that definitely isn't somebody's house. This is all really
Yeah.
legitimate and above board.
Well, thank you for the invite, guys. I appreciate it.
Of course. I mean, hey, get your plugs in ahead of time. You know what I mean?
There's a reason why you're here. You put in the work for the Florida Film Festival. You're out there. You're watching movies. We didn't just pick a random guy off the street.
No. Well, yeah, I'll do some plugs. I appreciate it for the airtime. So my name is Marcel on TikTok and Instagram. I go by Marcel's Movies and More. And I'm also a co-founder of the Horror Orlando Film Club here in Orlando, where we do monthly screenings of horror movies, usually sticking to more fun horror comedy-esque type of movies. Nothing too depressing, we're not going to screen, Hereditary, but I'd love to. But yeah,
that would be
that's the gist of me.
So Salo is playing this next week, right? Is that correct? You have Salo or 120 Days of Sodom. Is that coming out?
That was supposed to be a secret.
Oh shoot, that was the midnight screening. I'm so sorry.
So what's your take on the Florida Film Festival? Have you been a few times? I think at least the last couple of years.
Yeah, this is my third time covering the festival. And I love it. It's the only festival I've been to, right? So I try to, take advantage of being able to go as press and watch all the movies that I can. I think they do a good job at screening those films, and Tim and the whole programming team. And I've seen some films over the years that I think are hidden gems. And I just love going. And they always do a great horror midnight showings as well.
What about this year in particular? Because I think one thing we were talking about as we're winding down the week is this one felt bigger, better maybe. We'll kind of get through some categories, some awards here to gauge that out. But yeah, do you think that this compares in any way to the previous years and kind of ranking in it?
I mean, if you go back to the opening film from 3 years ago, the first year, especially when I met you, the opening film was, I can't remember the name of that movie. It was it was like a director who hadn't made a movie in 10 years, and it wasn't didn't really have that many people going toward it. Where last year, I think it was Stolen Kingdom. It was about Disney. It was fun. It was exciting. This year was, I believe, Caroline, which I didn't get to see, but still had Samara Weaving, Kyle Gallner, we're able to get more directors with big names out to the Florida Film Festival. So you can definitely tell that every year it's kind of getting bigger and more attention, and more people are willing to come down.
I agree. I think this year felt more consistent in quality. and it felt like there were actually more people there. I don't know. I didn't go to every day, obviously, and I don't have like a scientific measurement, but the vibe was that it was more well attended than previous years.
In previous years, how many Paul Giamattis have been there?
And how many times
more or less than one
did you predict them?
Hey,
we're gonna have to bring that up every time. It has to be mentioned that Drew predicted Paul Giamatti.
You know what? I'm trying to look up right now who An Evening With was. Okay, in 2004, the year that we met, they had John Cleese for Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which that's pretty sick. And then Natasha Lyonne for But I'm a Cheerleader.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get her again for whatever AI film she's making next.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's not so great. I was trying to figure out what the opening night. Oh, Rachel Hendricks.
That's the one I was talking about.
I don't know what this movie is. I'm gonna be
for 2024 or 23.
24.
You know, before the end of this episode, I'm going to tell you guys who we're getting an evening with next year.
Yes, that's a great
I'm
teaser.
working on it
about
right
2
now.
hours to stew on it.
There's like a static, like a shape forming in my head.
Yeah,
Like it's gonna be.
it's like that scene in Twin Peaks: The Return when he's like floating through the electricity, like going into the outlet.
Yeah. Scoot McNairy.
Oh my god, I would
Wait,
love
are you
that.
a big Scoot McNairy fan?
Oh, I mean,
We worship.
I love Scoot. Wait,
We're
really?
here at
Yes.
the altar of Scoot.
look,
McNairy.
you see who that is?
Yeah.
Right there.
That is the
WBAM.
award we give out every year.
I think I found my place.
Let's go. It's a golden
love
Scoot
Scoot McNairy.
hog.
Have you seen *Halt and Catch Fire*?
Yes.
That's how we fell in love with him.
We started as a *Halt and Catch Fire*
Yeah.
podcast.
I forgot. Really? That's actually pretty cool. I don't remember where I fell in love with him first. It could have been like, what was it? It was *Halt and Catch Fire*, but
BVS. He's the wheelchair guy that
that's
explodes
true.
or whatever.
Or man, what's the movie I'm thinking of? It'll come to me. So, but
Is
anyway,
it
that's
A Quiet
awesome.
Place Part 2 as the guy who screams and then gets everybody killed? By
Killing Them Softly. I think it
Killing
was.
Them
He's
Softly.
great
Yeah,
in
there
that.
you go. Yeah.
We're Scoot fanatics. I mean, that's why we were so stoked to talk to the guys who made Sylvania.
Yeah.
Gary
Kyle Smith and gang.
Bichet, co-star of.
That's
of
another
Scoots.
plug I
They'll
wanted
come
to
up
make
again.
is all our other coverage we've done. So we have an interview with the team from Sylvania and the team from Junkie on the feed. We have 2 other interviews coming for Frogtown and Valentina.
That's right. Both really great episodes.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that they spent some time with us.
Yeah. Thanks to Tati and Costa and crew. Like, very excited for
I don't
those to come
know.
out.
I don't know if we did more interviews than we did last year, but they're way better quality, I think, in terms of like the conversations.
I think that
Longer
maybe there's a couple of
conversations.
more. Yeah, it's definitely some longer conversations. As people who have known, who have listened so far, we got some live on the scenes
At the end,
pods
yeah.
in there. Whether it was doing some interviews, our check-in pod, our little red carpet soiree that we had.
Okay, yeah. If you're gonna count those, then we definitely did more.
Yeah, I definitely talked to a fuck ton more people
Yeah.
this year than I did last year, and it's great. We're going to talk more. Like this whole episode is not just about the movies themselves, but about the Florida Film Festival as a whole and like what made it such a great experience. And that's one of the best things is because it is such a smaller fest. Everybody is very like accessible. And I don't mean that just in like a press way, but I mean in a way of like just getting to like meet a ton of people who love movies, who love like indie film in particular, all these filmmakers who are out there that like, even if you didn't love their film, they're more than happy to kind of talk you through like their own creative process and get out there and
nerd
do their
out.
thing and nerd out. Yeah.
That
and
was
it's great.
one of the funnest things about, like the Sylvania guys. We ended up talking to them a bunch throughout the fest.
Yeah.
And they're awesome. They're awesome to just chat with. And that was a really cool experience that I'm so glad we got to have, is not just interviewing these people, but like actually getting to know them a little bit.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Hunter, you in particular, I mean, you not only did you put in the work in top form,
He played hard too.
but I will never forget the image of me walking out of Obsession and you hanging, vibing so hard with the team from Junkie.
He was supposed to be in there watching the movie with us. He did not go in there.
Here's the thing is that I thought it was sold out. I didn't realize that friend of the pod, Zach, was saving me a space. I thought that I was just completely booked up. I didn't have space in Obsession. But what that meant is I will clear out and I'll let you guys all talk about the film Obsession. And instead, I just got to hang out with Kyle and Jeff from Sylvania and then our guys Will and Rocky from Junkie. And
after
Just
they
have a
won,
lovely night.
after they swept.
Yeah, after the junkie crew in particular were like riding the high after the junkie sweep that took place during the awards ceremony.
You should have gone to Southern Nights with them.
I know.
They invited you.
I'm gonna regret that.
Is that where they went?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
I know. I should have gone with them.
They didn't have a good time because you didn't go.
I bet.
We literally we lost you, and so I just went home. I had to go home anyway. And then like you called me, and you're like, "Where are you, man?" And I was like, "I left."
Is that
and you're
what
like,
it sounded like?
You're like,
after,
"Yeah, I'm up. I'm hanging out with fucking Kyle from Sylvania, man. He's friends with Kyle Mooney." And I was like, "Oh man."
So let's see. I did have a few drink tickets that were slipped to me throughout the night, so that might have explained it.
It was no.
Shout out to the Enzian and
Yeah.
the Eden Bar. Like the vibes were off the charts. It was great.
Great time.
It was lovely. Marcel, how many movies did you see total from the film fest?
I want to say I watched around maybe 8 or 9. I want to say.
I got-
off the top of my head.
I got 8 in features, and wish I could have done more. To be honest, next year I'm definitely going to try to do.
I did
more.
10. I'm shocked.
Oh, good job.
I'm shocked I did 10.
Hold on, sorry. I'm doing.
Yeah, Hunter.
I did 21.
Wow.
so
congrats.
That's usually my range.
Yeah, it was a marathon this year, not a sprint. But it was a great time. We're gonna talk about it. Just some of the highlights that were on here. A lot of them were features, a few docs, and a lot of them were some of the spotlights. I think that I caught all of the spotlights except for maybe one or two. But
So
Yep.
we did a check-in episode. So let's not dwell on those movies that we talked about when we recorded at the Enzian. But we saw a bunch more movies after that. So you've put together a little doc here. So I'll let you take the lead, Hunter.
okay.
Because there's a lot of movies to get through.
Yeah. So I figured like right up at the top, we can kind of talk through it's an award show, but really this is a celebration. There are no winners and losers. Well, there are some winners and losers because that's how award shows work.
Yeah,
but
they very much are.
we're here to celebrate these things. We can be a little bit mean in this first category because these are for the most part movies that do have some kind of distribution. So it's okay. You can
Yeah.
be mean for these.
And the winner today does get a VHS copy of the film Michael,
Yeah.
1996.
Yeah, 1996.
Unfortunately, we only have one VHS copy, so the winners do have to share. They got to get in contact with each other and like send it back and forth. You
That's
guys
fine.
got to figure that out on your own.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
How many of these can there possibly be in the world?
Right.
Hey, I mean, you see the people who collect Titanic VHS tapes?
Titanic
true.
and Jerry Maguire.
That's true. Yeah.
There's a Jerry Maguire
Guy who collects
shrine.
Michael. Guy who has like a shed full of Michaels. That guy's
don't call me
a
out.
serial killer.
Stop calling me out.
So
Okay, so let's start here with the best showcase features.
Yes.
These are the ones that
not in competition.
not in competition. Usually, most of these have either some kind of, if not a wide distribution deal, they have a little bit more backing to them. I'll run through here some of the nominees that I put down, and then we can kind of go through these to talk about them a little bit more. But Obsession, I Want Your Sex, I Swear, Poetic License.
I forgot to add, I swear, to my list. I saw 9.
Wow, good job.
Thank you.
Poetic License. It really goes to show how much of an impact I Swear left on you. The Christophers. Tuner. Over Your Dead Body. Featuring or directed by our boy Yorma Taccone. Hokum. Carolina Caroline. And One Spoon of Chocolate. Should we start from the best and like work down?
We
with
need
One
to
Spoon
talk
of chocolate. Or,
start the timer on One Spoon of Chocolate really quick. This was the secret midnight screening. Hunter and I
real
had
quick,
hyped.
I was gonna say real quick before we get into it, do we want to talk about the night leading up to it and all the theorizing that we were doing?
Yeah, so Hunter and I had been at like a networking thing with a bunch of filmmakers at like down the road. We spent like us and like some friends we made who made a short film.
Shout out to Hannah and Hannah.
We spent like an hour trying to get the name of this movie out of an employee, like with the Enzian.
That definitely knew.
She did know. Yeah, she knew, and she was giving us really bad hints, like really broad. She was being very professional, so shout out to her. But we tried so hard because I was like, this is a late screening. It's like a weeknight. If it's gonna be like something crappy, I really don't want to go.
Her biggest hint though was right. She said you mainly know this person from music.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, and you listened to them whenever you were a kid. which I do have questions of how old do you think that I am?
That's true. No, seriously, that's why it threw me off, because the RZA did come up at some point, but I mean, so did a million other people. We go to the theater. It's really late. We have a few drinks in us. We have a group that is really just like a ticking time bomb in terms of if this is bad, you know what I mean? How we're all going to be feeling. And it's filmed by the RZA. What's it called? One Spoonful of Chocolate?
One spoon of chocolate.
One spoon of chocolate.
Thoughts?
I didn't see this, so
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I was-
Ernest.
I was-
Marcel,
there.
you were at the screening.
I was at the screening.
Yeah.
I thought...
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
I thought at times that our group might get kicked out.
Well, so we early on were
A lot
like,
of laughter.
Jesus Christ, what's that? There were dead pixels, and it wasn't the Enzian's projection system. It was like actively
I didn't
on.
notice that.
Yeah, there was like multiple points of just completely dead pixels on the screen that were like driving me
It is-
insane.
So it's a movie, like in broad strokes, like it could absolutely work. You know what I mean? It's produced quote unquote by Tarantino. He put his name on it. He's good friends with the RZA. The RZA zoomed in at the Enzian Theater before the movie started. He was on the big screen.
We all got to throw up a Wu-Tang at RZA, which was cool.
In theory, yeah, it's like it's a story about like racial injustice and revenge, and it's pulpy and bloody. Like there's a lot that should absolutely work, and it is like it's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. Like it's really just like every line is like Chat GPT, like TV tropes lines. You know what I mean? Like it's like a collage of things that you've heard and seen before, basically. I was kind of shocked personally by how bad it was.
And it's also really hard to take Shamik more serious.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me, but after seeing,
hear
first
the
of all, his
voice.
voice.
Yeah.
And second of all, I can't take him serious after the whole like simping over Haley
know.
Steinfeld thing. I can't do it. I can't do it. Like
Well, now
nothing you do in this movie is gonna make me believe that you're like this badass or anything like that.
Hey, well, speaking of Michael, now in this movie, he's got Paris Jackson, daughter of Michael,
Yeah.
as his love interest. I mean, it's hard to put into words. It's just one of those like every moment is making your eyes roll with how
She mails it in.
it's so trite. Like it's just so like trod territory. Everything is simplified to the point of stupidity, not to the point of like, oh, let's get to the point, let's get to the action. It's simplified to the point of like, you think I'm a fucking idiot or something. Like you think I don't understand the simplest of plots.
Here's the thing, because this movie is abominable. It's going to be hard pressed for me to see a worse movie this year in theaters. Sorry to the RZA and crew, but like, I think that if I had not been with the group that we saw it with, I would have either fallen asleep or left. What was good about it was I think that we all realized like almost immediately.
It's like 5 minutes in. You're
This
like,
movie
oh,
is
boy.
going to be really bad.
This is stupid.
And that's when like I started laughing and like, because it was just so bad that I was like, I have to find some kind of enjoyment in this somewhere. Shout out to my favorite part of the entire movie. There's like a police raid that's happening at one point into Shamik Moore's house, but it's interrupting a sex scene. So it's cutting into like Bound Chicka Wow Wow Axe body spray music commercial that you have happening. I could not believe what was going on. Luckily, by the end of the movie, I think that the theater realized like, hey, this is so bad. Like we need to kind of like go the other way with this.
I think, in defense of the Florida Film Festival, I think that might be the spirit of the midnight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're supposed to be
screening a little
crazy
bit.
and like big swings and all that. Absolutely. And also the RZA is a big fucking get. It's sick that we got to zoom in with him.
Yeah.
He got to see my hands do the fucking W. Like that's cool. It's just this particular film. That's all.
It's bad.
We must maintain our critical integrity.
I had a fun
I
time
think
with
Tim would probably say that he wants to like poke at you with the selection, right?
But also, like a 2-hour movie is for midnight. It's kind of wild. So there's a guy that
is long.
I was at the Florida Film Festival with Brad, who's also like a big part of Terror Vision, and he was a producer for Frogman Returns, which was playing at the Florida Film Festival. And he had already seen the movie, but he didn't tell us what it was beforehand. But he's like, yeah, I'm not seeing this again. And that should have been a big sign, and I should have, taken that, like, take me with you.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, I'm not watching this again. And he went home.
It was funny seeing at now this being the second year that I've gone to a midnight screening, where the moment that people realize what the movie is, like a third of the crowd leaves, and then slowly people just trickle out throughout the movie when there's like, this ain't worth it.
I gotta go to sleep.
Including one guy who
Just gonna mention
that it was just unique to our screening of seeing this. Apparently it wasn't what we all assumed that it was, but this is a movie about race relations, and there was a point in the middle of the movie where during like a shooting sequence or something like that, I'm blanking out when exactly this happened, a man like stood up and was like, "Gah!" and like threw his hands up and
He'd
left.
had it.
And that point, I was like, well,
Now we can't leave.
I can't leave.
Yeah.
I don't want to be associated with that guy.
Exactly.
So I'm here to listen.
It's a wild movie. There were a couple moments where I genuinely try really hard to stay quiet even if I think a movie's bad. I want people who are enjoying it to enjoy it.
Right.
And I did talk to a couple people who did enjoy it. But there are a couple moments where I caught the giggles and I was like kind of choking and crying a little bit because I was trying to stay quiet so hard. But you'll hear a line of dialogue that is like, there's no way, man. Like there's one point toward the climax of the movie where a guy who's been a character decides to reveal, like, he's like, oh, also, by the way, I'm the town's mortician and none of these bodies have organs in them.
It's literally delivered like that.
Yeah, and you're like, of course, you're also the mortician. Yeah.
By the way,
Great catch
the
on the
RZA
organs,
does
buddy.
not get the Michael
no,
VHS.
he gets the Michael VHS, like the 2026 Michael on VHS.
We can stop there. I
Okay.
don't want to.
Do you guys? Well, you guys, Marcel, you and Ernest both saw Hokum. I was also there for Hokum, but
Okay, let's talk Hokum. So this is about to come out. Do we have a release date at the ready?
I think May 1st.
That sounds right.
That's tomorrow.
oh,
I
it's
think.
tomorrow. Yeah.
So this will be out by the
fresh.
time
Or tonight.
people are listening to this. A friend of the pod, Brett, was very excited to see this. I think this is the one that he saw at the fest, and we're laughing because I think the one that he saw last year was Good Boy, which was the secret screening, and this was also a midnight screening, but not secret. And he was really hyped up because he had seen Damien McCarthy's last movie, Oddity, which I'm sure you've seen, Marcel. I hadn't. I had no idea about this. All I knew about this was Adam Scott, weird horror movie with like some kind of Irish thing to it.
That's pretty much all. That's
And-
like the that's the elevator pitch. To be honest.
I had a great time with this movie. I don't think it's like anything incredible or like groundbreaking or amazing, but if you just want like a spooky, haunted, spooky, scary, kind of eerie movie that delivers with a lot of creepy jump scare type stuff, you're gonna find a lot to love here. I think this is very interesting for Adam Scott and what he's trying to do with his career and how he's gonna try to capitalize on Severance and the types of roles that he's gonna get. That might be the biggest takeaway for me, is just his performance and what he brings to this. There's obviously, like any modern horror movie, layers of grief and trauma, and kind of that being the spooky, scary stuff being a metaphor for past trauma, which I don't really care about that. But the movie does have a really good ambiance and a really good vibe. And there are stretches where you do feel like that creepy, crawly, like, oh my God, I have the arms of the hairs on my arms sticking up. So what did you think?
No, I really enjoyed it. And before I get into what I think, I was like surprised by the people that I went with, like, were not really, and they didn't enjoy it at all. A lot of them were like, oh, sorry, I forget I'm on a podcast. Yeah, they're kind of waving their hands back.
they're
We're
watching.
on video.
Were they?
we are on video. I forget.
Were they listeners?
But were they like sleepy? Because this is the thing with the midnight screening.
No, they were pretty locked in.
Okay.
They're like, one of my friends, Anthony, said it didn't have enough horror, and I was like, did we watch the same movie? Because to me, I felt like everything about it was horror. The environment, going down to the basement, but
It's very art horror though. It's trying to be very
definitely.
slow,
But I really enjoyed it because I like the idea of like, not. I love movies that thrive with lore from a certain, country that we're not familiar with, and when it's done well. And I like this idea that if you go to this random hotel in Ireland, that there's this like witch in this room and there's this whole like lore behind it, but you don't know really what it's from, because I don't think it's ever really explained. I think they just said like the hotel manager like trapped a witch in there, and they're like, that's it.
I like that it never takes that turn into like, let's give you the whole backstory.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
That's not interesting.
I do. You are getting it. Like, I think the thing the movie does the best, which is it picks this one thing, right? There's this locked away section of this hotel that you're not supposed to go there, and we know we're gonna end up going there. And by the time you get to that section of the movie and shit starts inevitably going down, there is a good payoff. I felt like it was worth sort of the lead up to the demise of, what unfolds.
Yeah, I did like the little, plot twist there with the, what was he in relation to the hotel? He was the like manager or one of the heads of the hotel. I kind of did like that plot twist. I don't want to give too much away. But I think it worked well because it kind of brought the film to like reality a little bit.
Yeah. I think I do really like the, like production design and how that is all kind of choreographed. I thought that stuff all works really well. Like, it's definitely trying to play off of, doing like some Shining and some things like that, of like a little bit of cabin fever is like kind of a theme that I was getting off of here. This movie, I might be honest, is a little sleepy for me.
Well, you've been partying.
You're a little sleepy.
This
for
was
it.
the same time, the same night as me partying up with the junkie and Sylvania crew. So
I was shocked you were even there.
That might have had an effect on it, but I mean, I was still like pretty alert for most of this movie. One of my notes was like,
I love it. You know when like Roger Ebert says that in his reviews. I was like pretty alert, and I didn't like it that much.
Kind of hard. I didn't go to Southern Nights.
I won't name who the guy is, because I don't think that he's part of the critics group anymore. But in our critics group, there's a guy who used to always like pop a Zen before the screenings.
That's badass.
We used to always have the joke of just like all of his reviews start with like the first 45 minutes was incredible, and then it really took a drip. I got really antsy in the last hour. And that was me watching Hokum. But no, in Hokum there is, and it's not spoiling anything because it's part of the marketing. There's like a rabbit-like creature with like insane eyes that is so fucking cool.
I wish that was a bigger part of the movie.
It's one of the coolest things that I've seen in a horror movie in like the last several years. Yeah. It feels like something that could be like I don't think it's as good of a movie as Weapons, but it feels like something that if they would have like capitalized more, it could have been like a Weapons style maybe not Aunt Gladys, but what I'm talking about, just that kind of horror iconography. And it's such like a little part of the movie. And I'm like, give me some more of that. You came up with something really cool and inventive that I'd never quite seen before in a movie.
You just get like good. One little half scene. I will submit this to win the Michael VHS tape award for best use of a dumbwaiter.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, best
is that in the doc that was sent? I didn't see that.
I'm adding it in right now. Best use of a dumbwaiter. Okay.
We go up and down this dumbwaiter many, many times, and it's always creepy, and you're always worried, like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Is this the time that someone's head gets chopped off?
And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and call this in. Congratulations to Hokum for winning best use.
Congratulations.
Of a dumbwaiter. Yeah.
Also, Adam Scott again. I think. I put him down here for best actor. I don't think he'll win. He deserves a nom.
Mm-hmm. I like Adam
Scott. He's really good in this movie.
He is very, very good in this movie.
I just rewatched Severance with my girlfriend, and one of my bigger takeaways was
he's great.
No, actually, he is doing a great job.
It's an interesting performance. I immediately clocked the video game Alan Wake. It's very Alan Wake vibes. A guy who's like trying to go away to this remote location to write a book, and suddenly he's caught in one of his own tales.
I'm glad you said that, because the movie, especially when it goes into that room, it feels very video gamey as well. It's like you're looking for things. It's like
I saw this take
to unlock doors, trying to see what you could use to kind of help you. That's a good point, especially with Alan Wake.
I think that I don't know if it's already been written, but there have at least been a lot of takes about how like we're finally at a point where video game storytelling is starting to inform film storytelling as opposed to the 100%. Opposite. And it's really interesting to see. Like there's an amount of that in a lot of, especially horror.
Well, case in point is just like the directors who grew up playing video games are now making
of course.
movies. Like
It's gonna
that's the same
happen.
thing as the people who are making YouTube videos are now making
Do you
movies.
think that Jorma grew up playing video games?
It doesn't come up on the pod a lot, but yeah, I mean, they definitely played some, NES type shit.
Yeah, I could see him being like a
Absolutely.
really big like NHL 96, the SNES kind of guy.
This was my biggest miss of the week.
Over your dead body.
I'm bummed that I wasn't there for this.
I didn't get in either.
Yeah.
So you just did the interview?
No, I just talked to the guy.
Okay.
And then I fucking left.
Oh, because this was one of the ones that our press badge.
Yeah, you had to buy a
Yeah.
separate ticket for this one.
Did you see it, Marcel? Over your dead body?
No, I wasn't able to make it. To
Okay.
Well, moving
talk
on.
I'll talk on this one briefly. Here's the thing: is that like, do I think this movie is great? No, but like, it's one of those like viewing experiences that I'll never quite forget. It is based on a Norwegian, I want to say, horror film. Over Your Dead Body is. It's starring Jason Segel and Samara Weaving. The basic premise is that they are both simultaneously, this couple are going on a trip in the woods together with the intention of murdering the other one because they're like deeply unhappy in their relationship together. And then hijinks ensue from there. Like there is an extended cast that you end up meeting. Chief among them, Timothy Oliphant and Juliette Lewis, who are really great. Timothy Oliphant in particular, like is chewing some scenery in this movie. My biggest takeaway with this was that I'm glad to see Jorma kind of trying new things. There's a lot of this movie where like it goes full campy horror, like especially in the third act here, like it gets a little gory and like in a Evil Dead 2 kind of way. Like it's always like having fun with it, but it's getting a little gross out.
It's rated R, I'm sure.
It's pretty hard R. My one thing in that I did not know that this was based on a Norwegian film before seeing it. And I still have not seen the Norwegian film it's based off of, but this movie feels in the same way that I feel a lot of American remakes of foreign horror films are, where they kind of lack teeth. Like there's a sequence that I won't spoil that happens in the movie that could get very dark. And like this movie kind of puts it into a joke. It turns it into a punchline and like doesn't really commit to it. I'm speaking in vagaries because it does kind of get to the twist that happens in the movie. But I don't know. I wanted it to be a little bit meaner. And that's a common sentiment that I have in this podcast with a lot of horror movies I see is that I want them to be a little bit more mean-spirited. But this is something where like it doesn't ever quite committing to be the horror thing. And Jorma in the Q&A afterwards, he kind of talked about that of like, it's like working in the horror space is not like that's not my comfort zone. My comfort zone is humor. So in the end, I'm going to fall back on like what I think is funny. So do I think that like he should develop into the next horror comedy voice of our generation? Probably not, but it's cool to see him take some of these swings, excuse me. There also is a couple like action set pieces that happen in here. And that is something that is more encouraging for seeing Jorma in the future. As obviously we know Akiva has like gone on to do things like the Naked Gun.
Brother, guess what? Jorma's directed a fuckload of action in MacGruber.
Well,
in a literal shitload of action in the show and the movie.
I'm saying I know.
It's a masterpiece.
Look, I'm
The Peacock Show, MacGruber?
it's
a masterpiece?
I fucking love that show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Jorma.
I'll have to check it out.
There are a few people in this world standing up for silliness in like mainstream content. We have to respect. I truly have so much admiration for someone willing to be like, no, you can just be like silly and stupid in something, and like it's worth watching.
I think where I would say the difference is I have not watched all the Peacock Show MacGruber. Excuse me. I'm so sorry to
I forgot
Universal,
it existed
to the
until
Comcast
right now.
Universal Corporation.
Same, I didn't know it existed.
But
what the fuck?
in the movie MacGruber, which is a movie that I do have time for, like it is something where at the end of the day, there's always like the punchline is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And in this, there is actually action just for the sake of it being kind of an action set piece. And that's kind of a cool.
No, absolutely.
turn to see
I'm interested to see it. Marcel, do you want to hit us with one? I guess we're kind of working our way up here. So do you want to hit us with one that wasn't necessarily your favorite, but you do want to, talk about?
Yeah, from the festival.
In this category.
And the
In this category,
feature.
that I checked out. Well, we already talked about one spoon of chocolate. I kind of liked most of the movies that I watched. I'd say
Me too.
The one, I mean,
No, I mean, you just one that's not your favorite, because we're gonna get our way up to the very top.
I guess we can talk about I Want Your Sex. That's, I mean, like I still gave it 3.5. That's probably the least of the ones that I saw.
I really liked I Want Your Sex. I feel like this might be at the top for you.
This is probably my favorite movie.
Wow.
Of at least from this bucket. This is one of my favorite movies of the year so far.
Wow.
Well, this is only my second Greg Araki movie,
Same.
and
Yeah.
it's really interesting because the only one I've seen is Mysterious Skin, which we all know what that's about. And in some
Very,
way,
very
in
different
some
movie
way, it's
from
kind of
this.
about sex. But then you have this movie, I Want Your Sex, that's about sex, but in a completely opposite spectrum.
This is a fascinating movie. Like, it is so off the walls, absurdist. Like it's thought provoking, but it's also just sort of like poking at you. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't think it's my favorite. I think there are moments that work and moments that don't work. More than anything, though, we're just getting to watch a whole lot of crazy shit from Olivia Wilde and Cooper Hoffman together. I mean, a lot of what I took from all of these showcase features is performances, and it is wild what both of them are tasked with doing in this movie. A lot of people would, sight unseen, just like seeing the script, would immediately say no to doing either of these parts.
So it's funny because right before seeing this movie, Marcel and I saw a different Cooper Hoffman led movie, Poetic License, that we'll talk about in a moment, a Maude Apatow film. And it's crazy the back-to-back features of what he's doing in that movie versus what he is doing in this.
It is
in
so...
Maude Apatow, he's playing like a classic Judd Apatowian type leading man where he's very funny. He's like got his neuroses and everything
Kind
else.
of innocent in a way.
Yeah. But like he's very like 2000s comedy leading man kind of guy. And in this, he's like, dress me up like a pig and fuck me in the ass. Like that is the energy
he's getting
bringing.
penetrated. Like often.
This, I think, is the best Olivia Wilde has ever been in a movie.
I completely agree.
I was like baffled by like how incredible this performance was. Also, so this was another screening that I got in a little bit late for, trying to
Hunter
bang
was
some food really quick.
because I had a seat, and so we were just watching.
You
we were
bought
like
seats ahead of
we were
time.
like, where the fuck is Hunter gonna sit? And we see him come in, and he's dead center front row.
Very front
for
row.
this movie.
I was right
I
behind
sat
you.
in the James Cameron seat where he likes to watch his films.
Front row?
Very front
That's
row
the James
in the
Cameron?
center. Yeah, that's where Big Jim likes to sit. And I just had I Want Your Sex happen at me. Just tits and ass and dong up in my face.
It's really crazy. It's a very like sexually forward movie.
Yeah.
Its characters have a lot to say, like in the script, about sex and about sexual politics and sex in the modern world with young people.
Yeah, specifically with like Gen Z's relationship to sex.
And those aren't my favorite moments, to be honest, because it does feel like a little bit of just like the filmmaker writing his opinions into a movie and having people say it.
Well, I think that it ends up being pretty nuanced though, which is
Oh, it
what
does.
I like.
It totally does.
It definitely has more to say than just like Gen Z would rather masturbate than have sex.
Yeah, it's just
which
it's
is
not
where you think it might go.
It's just very overt. Like, it's not obscured by character or by anything. It's just like two characters talking at each other, saying like really thoughtful stuff that is clearly just one guy's opinion. You know what I mean?
You're talking about like his best friend.
So I actually did want to talk about her. Chase Sui Wonders, I think, is really, really great.
Incredible.
She draws a lot of laughs out of lines that don't have laughs in them. I think she does everything that's asked of her from the character. Really what we're revolving around, though, is Wilde and Hoffman. Wilde is like an art mogul icon who makes like very sexually charged art, who then, she hires Cooper Hoffman as an assistant, and he's just like, like a 20-something LA, like kind of like artsy fuckboy, who is dating Charlie XCX.
Yeah.
Who, I mean, respectfully, I love Charlie. It's good that she wasn't given like a lot of range to have in this, because even just watching this, you're like, I don't think she could bring much more.
I like what she's doing in this.
Is it like it's just like one
Because
thing?
she is
I don't know,
because she looks like Charlie XCX, but she is like told like, hey, even though like traditionally you would be considered the most sexually charged being that's cast in this entire movie, we're actually gonna make you like the most like non-sexually charged person.
And I love Charlie.
It's
Just it is like stunt casting. Like she's not the best person for the job. You know what I mean? She's not an actor.
I kind of agree with both of you because she's brought in there. She's kind of like nonchalant, so she like that's like what she's there for. And I think she did too much. It might have taken away from a lot. But then I also agree with you because there's even a scene where like she's actually like banging some like muscular like Scandinavian dude with tattoos. So it kind of finds a balance between both where she didn't really have to do too much, but also we know why she's there and we kind of see like that dynamic that she has with Cooper Hoffman and then obviously her like other life that she's like hiding from him.
I think I really want to see this movie again. Ernie, do you have the date that this goes wide by chance?
I don't think it has a
Does it not have a date yet?
date yet.
There was a bidding for this, like coming out of Sundance.
Oh,
so
no,
it is
July 31st.
Okay, thank you.
It comes out.
I'm very excited to see this movie again because, like, I think that it has some storytelling, like in the way that the plot is kind of laid out, some choices that I don't necessarily think work the best. But I think like whenever we are in the moment with these characters, also got to give a shout out to Mason Gooding who plays.
He's hilarious.
The
fucking David Diggs. I didn't know he had this kind of thing in him, man. He's fucking hilarious.
He's so good.
Yeah, like when we're in the meat of the story, it's working really well. It's this really fucked up, toxic, awful relationship, and it takes you a million directions. It's like cartoonishly shot, very colorful. There are animated moments. It's so wild.
In a world where Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie didn't come out this year, I don't think that this would have been the funniest movie that I've seen this year.
It's really funny. I think by far the worst piece of it that probably took it down a whole star for me was it's told in retrospect through these police interview segments with Johnny Knoxville and Margaret Cho playing two cops that are interviewing him. It's the most dead flat minutes of the film. Like it's the most dead flat minutes of any movie I've seen this year.
It's like
there's nothing. It looks ugly.
It's purposefully.
Why would you cast two interesting people when they don't say anything interesting?
It is so crazy to
awful.
cast. I think that's just like putting Charlie XCX in the role that he did, putting Johnny Knoxville in the role that he did. Like it's just, I think that's all Greg Araki like in jokes. Like play
it just feels like they shot that in one day. You know what I mean? And like no one was interested in it. Like they were like, we know where the real movie's at. Like let's just get this shit over with for the storytelling. So that really did bug me. But I mean, when you're in like the heat of the movie, like it was singing. Like I enjoyed it.
I tried to see this. I was in line, and there were no seats available.
Oh.
So they were like, maybe we'll let you in, because they do this thing where like technically there are seats available, but they're for people who bought tickets.
Yeah.
So they won't let press pass holders in until the movie's like 15 minutes in. So I was just like, I don't want to miss
it's definitely worth a watch. It is.
You should have just been like, I'll just stand in front of the screen.
Put me in the projector booth.
Closer.
I'll be the usher.
It's one of those like, even for all the problems like I have with it, I have to grade it on a curve of like, this is unique and cool, and like we need more of that in movies. Like no one else is making a movie like this except this guy, and that's cool. So
that July 31st date, by the way, is the same day Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out. So you know where the real sickos will be.
That's the new Barbenheimer.
New day.
I want your Sexer Man.
I want your spider.
I want your Spider-Man.
Since we're working our way up,
wait. What is the category for the Michael VHS award?
Oh man,
is it Best Actress? It sounds like you guys want to give this a couple.
She's up there, but Best Penetration.
I think Best Penetration. It's gonna be tough to beat that. I do actually have both of them. Whenever we talk about the performances later on.
Okay, so we'll see.
Both of them
be up there.
In there.
Marcel, did you catch I Swear?
I have not. That's the Tourette's movie.
Yeah. Okay. First, no, I'm just kidding.
First of all, how dare you?
Okay,
no, it is.
It is.
I'm canceled.
It is. Yeah, it's the movie that starring Robert Aramayo. I don't know how to say his last name, but
winner of the BAFTA award.
Winner of the BAFTA for Best Actor. Obviously, the narrative of the movie was hijacked from like a very unfortunate situation at the BAFTAs that the BAFTAs chose to air, which is really fucked up of them.
Total cell phone.
This is a movie that I I don't know why, but I almost feel like shameful to say that it worked on me. Like it like warmed my heart, and I was like, this is not that great of a movie, but it is absolutely warming my heart.
Yeah, I could tell you were.
I enjoyed it.
You were charmed in the.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
theater.
you leave and you think about it, and you're like, yeah, no, that wasn't great. Like, you know what I mean? Like from like a nuanced perspective of like, okay, most like you said afterward, Hunter, and you were dead right that like almost every single character is no one has a nuanced take on Tourette's. Like everyone is either totally okay with it from the jump or totally against it and do not understand him at all. There are no like sort of journeys. There are not many arcs of people coming to understand Tourette's.
The arc of the main character, and even that I wouldn't really call an arc.
No,
that, the Richard character goes through.
I understand him getting awards for this performance, though. I think he's
great.
He's absolutely phenomenal. He carries the movie. He makes it a lot better than it is, just because he's really compelling to watch. It's not just a matter of like effectively portraying Tourette's. Like that's one, piece, obviously, that's why you would traditionally award a performance like this. You know what I mean? Because like, wow, that's really hard and you respectfully done and blah, blah, blah. It's a good acting performance. Like it's a wide range of emotions that this character has outside of Tourette's. Like he is really energetic and electric and, he just experiences a whole array of feelings and tones. And I think this guy nails every single one of them.
And does this actor have Tourette's in real life?
Yep.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, that's one of the things.
Dude, I had no fucking idea.
That was why the BAFTA incident happened, was because he...
No, that was the real guy.
That was the other guy.
Yeah,
I think that he does...
I feel like he doesn't.
Does he not?
No, because this guy's been in other stuff.
Oh, so he couldn't be in other stuff if he had Tourette's?
Well, I mean, they do say, like, as he is kind of, like...
Does Robert R. No, he doesn't have Tourette's.
Ernest, I just need you to clip all this out where I just said that this man... Well, look, actually, you know what? That's a credit to how good the performance is.
He said the N-word. And now you definitely have to cut all this.
No, I think he's just... I think that it gives that... interesting and believable of a performance that I legitimately thought that the guy
no, it is.
Tourette's.
It's just like fully realized. He does a great job with it. The rest of the movie, I do agree. It's like it's very competently made and competently shot. But it does paint in broad strokes in a way that like when you think about it afterward, you'll be like, I'm upset that warmed me so much.
I don't think that like this. I'm not saying that this movie is like bad by any means or anything like that. My biggest my takeaway as soon as we walked out of the theater was like, thank God we don't live in a world where like Harvey Weinstein could get his fucking claws into this thing, or else this movie would win like 9 Oscars, including Best Picture, because there's an alternate timeline where this comes out, Miramax gets this, and it's a fucking wrap. And I don't even necessarily mean that as like a wholly bad thing. Well, I mean, everything Harvey Weinstein did was a wholly bad thing, but a lot of those Miramax movies aren't even bad. It's just like that they are so... They're doing the same kind of thing that like a Pixar movie is doing, where they are like intentionally trying to manipulate you, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
I mean, there's a version of this that is way more treacly that I would like a lot less. You know what I mean? But the movie, the comedy works most of the time in it, and that's kind of what surprised me about it, is that it's not trying to like slow down and just make you weep the whole fucking time. Like it is giving you permission to laugh with and at the characters.
The comedy is
and that's
very
cool.
good. There's
it's really funny.
There's a scene in the car with the John character and like somebody else with Tourette's later on.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
And it's really well acted, and it's exactly. It has like a cut that just draws like traditional silly comedy out of a more like nuanced scene that like I think a lot of directors would be scared to be like, no, this is funny, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like you're allowed to laugh as long as you understand, I guess, is kind of like the stance of the movie for most of it. So I like that part of it. I was surprised that it was like easy to watch, I guess. I was kind of expecting it to be like a bummer.
You know, you're ashamed that this movie worked on you. I'm ashamed that I know Robert Aramayo as his performance as Elrond in The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power.
Oh my God, he's in that.
He's young Hugo Weaving. Does he look like Hugo Weaving?
He does.
Yeah, actually,
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I can see that. He's got that big old actor head.
Yeah. Do you meet him after the first episode? Because that was as far as I got into
I don't remember.
Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power.
I don't remember, no.
So what's
the tape award, the Michael Tape Award for this?
He's definitely up there for best actor for me. I think it's like a traditionally great like I think you're right, Hunter, that this movie would become crazy overrated in like the late 90s, early 2000s because it would win awards that it may not deserve. But like, this movie's kind of going to come and go, and I think for what it is, it's solid.
Also, isn't it eligible for next year's Oscar
I think
or something
that
like that?
it is. So I think that he technically could. It could be like a weird thing where he won the BAFTA last year, but he could win an Oscar this year.
I just feel like that's not going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen, especially with the backlash.
Too
that
far
happened.
apart.
This movie came out last week,
They're not
and like
gonna
it
do that.
kind of got buried by the other Michael that we shall not be named.
Let's
do you want to go through some of these other ones a little quicker? Well, I guess there's one, probably my most anticipated movie going into the fest was Tuner.
You see Tuner, Marcel?
No, I'm so bummed I didn't watch that because I really wanted to see it.
You guys already talked about Tuner.
We did, we did talk about Tuner.
Tuner's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It was a little bit of a disappointment, but The Christophers, a new Steven Soderbergh joint.
I didn't see that one when I saw the trailer. I usually don't judge by trailers, but I'm a big Soderbergh fan. But this one didn't really catch my attention. I'm like, okay, what's this movie about? It's just like about paintings? Like, what's going on here? I don't know what's going on here.
It's a movie. It's about art. It's about like ownership of art and like if you are an artist, do you owe everything to the world, or are you allowed to keep things for yourself? Like as an artist,
it is very much like not a flashy movie in any way. It's very slowed down. It's mostly just Ian McKellen talking, which by the way, like, he could read the dictionary. It would sound sick. Like he's on another fucking planet in this movie because it's
him and Michaela Cole. Like that is it. Like that's
together they fucking rock. It's utilizing them both really, really well. And I think that's the strength of the movie. Like it's not going to take you to another plane of existence the way that some movies do, where they start, sort of standard, like giving you the premise and then they really evolve into something else. This movie just gives you what it seems like it's going to give you. And I really enjoyed it. Ian McKellen, I think is going to win my actor award. Like
oh, wow.
I don't think there's another actor who could do what he does in this movie. I think he can make literally anything sound like iambic pentameter. Like he makes it all sound like Shakespeare. It's gorgeous what he does. And I really think that like, when he passes, like this will be one of the big late period movies that we'll be able to go back and be like, he had it until like the very fucking end. He's phenomenal.
It's my favorite like old man performance since The Father in Anthony Hopkins.
Nice.
Which, that movie and that performance now has like a little bit of a shroud cast on it because of what happened at the Oscars that year. Also, the Oscars directed by Steven Soderbergh that year. And him being
not
Chadwick.
Soderbergh's best.
No, we won't be talking. That won't be the first line of the obit. But I think like he is incredible in this movie. Ian McKellen is. Michaela Cole, I think, is excellent in this. It's funny that within like the span of 3 days, I saw 2 different Michaela Cole movies about like saving and preserving art between this and Mother Mary. Mother Mary to come on a feature pod. But I really love this movie. I'd say give it a shot, even if it like on the surface seems like a slow chamber piece about like paintings and stuff like that. Like this is one of my favorite Soderbergh movies from the last few years. I don't think it's on like black bag level, but it's also doing like more of the artistic Soderbergh thing as opposed to like the like heist high action.
Yeah, he's kind of like slowing it down from black bag.
Yeah, it's really, it's very contained. It was.
I do like that Soderbergh is back to like, hey, I should probably like make real movies and stop trying to like do experiments on iPhones.
But also, didn't he like say he was retiring a few years ago? Now he's just making movies.
That was like a decade ago.
Now he's making like 2 movies a year. Like, all right, dude.
I don't believe anything
you guys need to get ready for the AI movies he's about to start making.
I know.
We need to prepare our brains.
That's unfortunate.
To disengage with him entirely.
So
did he already acknowledge that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he would.
I mean,
he would at least start incorporating it.
And I would have bet money that he would. He's so huge on tech. Like he's obsessed with it. But this movie is it's really stripped back. Great production design, solid script, and it's a movie that usually I wouldn't like because it's just kind of like a lot of character sort of monologuing. And he does a great job.
Who's pretty good in this movie is James Corden. Mm-hmm. James Corden is like third or fourth.
He's playing like a fucking annoying loser.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
And also, Baby Reindeer Girl. They're siblings.
The synth from iPhone.
Yes, iPhone.
So it sounds like this movie gets the Michael VHS Tape Award for best performance by an actor soon to appear in Avengers Doomsday.
Yes. Yeah. Congratulations.
Terrific.
Do we have another one? Is there like
Olivia Wilde isn't doing alternate, I don't know, Mystique. I don't know.
Is Dustin Hoffman? Is Rain Man showing up in Doomsday?
okay.
I swear will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Do you guys last one? Do y'all want to talk about Obsession?
I'd love to.
What were your thoughts, Marcel?
I personally loved it. I think right now I think it's going to stay in my top 3 horror movies of the year. I know there's a lot of heavy hitters coming out, especially in May coming up here. But I really loved it, and I think it all has to do with Curry Barker. There's a reason why this guy just signed on to do Texas Chainsaw Massacre and a movie with Aaron Paul, Bryce Dallas Howard, a couple other people that just got signed on. And I don't know if you're familiar with his comedy troupe.
Set
it up. Let's do the whole wind up because I think this is a big deal. I think this movie is probably about to be a big deal.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think it obviously they've been doing comedy skits with That's a Bad Idea. And if you watch those comedy skits, like they thrive on being uncomfortable and like being awkward. And that's exactly what Obsession is, especially after the point when, he breaks the One Wish Willow and just very uncomfortable situations. But a lot of these scenes are set up like That's a Bad Idea skits.
There were multiple scenes where it's like, without the context, this is just a sketch. You know what I mean? But with the context, I'm also scared. And that is really, really impressive writing.
Yeah. Shout out to a friend of the pod, Danny, who drafted That's a Bad Idea. The YouTube channel in our mid-year draft last year.
It's wild because, you never know, like, with the sketch people, because sketch people go on it. Sketch people wrote Over Your Dead Body,
Britannic boys.
I don't know. I hadn't seen like his like more serious YouTube like shorts that he's made,
like The Chair and
but they're acclaimed. Like people fucking love those. I'm assuming, you've seen. Okay, so, but the sketches are like really kind of Tim Robinson adjacent. Like he is starring in them, and he's playing a lot of the time like a way over the top, like annoying character in that same vein. And premise wise, they're very similar. So to see that he has such a fucking eye, you know what I mean? He's a good director. It's really, really cool stuff.
I had no previous knowledge of any of this. Like, I'm sorry, Danny, I didn't watch That's a Bad Idea after you drafted it. Like, I had no idea about any of this.
Because I care about my friends.
All I knew about this is that people wanted to see this movie. All I knew is that this was by far like the most hyped movie going into the festival, that people were lining up around the corner to get into this thing, that I didn't even know if I was going to be able to get into this screening. But, we were able to get in. I think just, because you saved me a seat, honestly. But even then, I wasn't prepared for what this movie is. And I don't want to give too much away, but I guess it's enough to say that, like, it's kind of playing on this familiar trope of, kind of a will they, won't they friendship that might become a relationship type thing.
No, it's all stuff you've sort of heard before, because the other thing it's playing on is just like, oh, careful what you wish for.
Careful what you wish for. But the movie commits so hard to the bit.
Yeah, and so fast.
And there's other movies, and maybe specifically horror movies at this film festival that I felt like we're lacking that extra gear. Like we're kind of angling to be about something else, and we're maybe felt like they were considering to go into something else and they don't. This movie doesn't do that. It never becomes about something else, but it also never makes you think that it will.
No.
It's always just like, this movie's just about this one situation that this guy finds himself in, this fucked up situation, and we're just going to go all the way into it. And we're just, that's all this movie is just how fucked up is this one situation, and how many ways can we twist it and turn it and angle it so that it becomes worse and worse.
Yeah, exactly. It I think it's going to make a lot of money. I think it's going to be, I would imagine, and this is not a diss at all, this is going to become like a Facebook Reels Sight and Sound nominee, because it's really easy to see 30 seconds of it and grip the premise. You know what I mean? I think this is going to reach a really wide audience.
Yeah.
For how small and low budget seeming it is. as a movie.
And I hope it does, because it also, it's so simple. It's like, bring back those movies where it's like, hey, that's a cursed item. You mess with it and you're going to face like the repercussions. And that's exactly what happens. Like, the simplicity of it is also what draws me to it. And I think like what you said, that's what's going to draw a lot of people to it.
Well, it's a very classic Blumhouse like pitch for an idea to go for. The problem has been that like Blumhouse just like hasn't really had. Maybe they've had some hits lately, but they
A black phone here.
They wouldn't.
Black phone
I wouldn't
there.
say they've had a lot of good movies, and even if they are hits. Shout out Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which is one of the worst movies that I saw last year. Like that
We did this in our preview episode. I think I had to scroll back to like The Invisible Man 2020 for the last Blumhouse movie that I actually liked. And I think this might be better. It's at least on the same tier.
I think it's about on that level for me. If anything, I think two things that, I mean, this is Curry's first feature film, and I think that you can see that.
It's a fucking awesome first feature.
I mean, of course, like this is going to become like a huge movie, and I think it deserves it. I think one thing that happens when a lot of people are expanding a script to feature length when they're used to writing shorts, I think there are a couple scenes that are definitely redundant in this that sort of drive home sort of the exact same feeling or the exact same point as the scene before. That happens a couple times, and then also the ordering of the fucked up shit is done in such a way that like it leads with something kind of so shocking that like the next couple things don't feel as bad. You know what I mean? When I think a crescendo might have worked a little better.
Yeah.
But what is her name? How do you say her name?
I think it's like Indy Neverette or Neverette, but maybe in Spanish, like Navarrete. I'm not really too sure.
She's phenomenal.
But no, I was actually just going to bring that up. I might be over exaggerating here, but you know, you've got Toni Collette in Hereditary. You've got Naomi Scott in Smile 2, which I think is one of the better horror performances. And then you have Indy Neverette, which her range
really good,
is
man.
insane. Like going from like, I don't know. I think this is going to be up there with one of those great female-led performances in a horror movie that people are going to be talking about to come, because what she does here is being able to go from like this to that in certain instances. You know what I'm talking about. I don't spoil it. That's not easy to do.
No.
I mean, we can give away a little bit. Like the movie is called Obsession for a reason.
Yeah, she becomes obsessed with him. It is.
Yeah.
It's the same plot.
It's in the teaser.
Yeah, there's an episode of Fairly Odd Parents that's entire this whole plot. Like,
What did it better?
I don't know. I thought my
Time will tell.
I thought my Letterboxd review deserved a couple more likes that pointed that out, by the way. But whatever.
Well, it hasn't
You
gotten wide yet.
said you were going to do it.
I said this,
didn't realize
this
you
happened to
did.
my buddy Timmy Turner.
Did I like it? I need to like it right now.
So, she is phenomenal.
I did like
think the other big part of having like an iconic horror performance that she has is just face.
Yeah.
Like, and Curry is really good at utilizing her face. There are so many scenes where like the exposure is just enough that you get like a silhouette of her face, and then her eyes are so intense.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that in this movie or her smiling.
Oh, the smile's good.
Yeah, and it feels like borderline like The Smile, where you're like, why is this so upsetting? It's not edited necessarily. It's just like terrifying.
It's just performance.
But there's some editing though in the eyes. I think he adds like a little glossy flair to the eyes.
Yeah, they're definitely worked on.
There's a really cool look to this movie, and I feel like it evolves as it goes along. I don't know. Maybe it's totally subconscious on my end, but I got the feeling that the movie has this grime to it that gets more extreme as this situation worsens. And by the end, the last couple scenes, like the texture, the fucking filth that you feel from the last like 10 minutes of this movie.
It gets fucking nasty.
Very
and it happens so
palpable.
fast.
Yeah. It gets nasty. It's really, really dark, and yet it somehow the whole time manages to like retain like a silliness. Like that balance.
A lot of laughs in the theater.
I know, and there's becoming almost an oversaturation of especially lower budget people who make like campy horror. You know what I mean? Like funny horror, because everyone loves it. You know what I mean? And so like, especially if you have less of a budget, you know, like the whole history of horror is based on like stretching out your dollar and making something out of nothing. This is done at like a very professional level, I think. Like this feels like a guy who like he's ready to blow the fuck up.
And opposite of that, I know it's just technically considered his first feature, but he also did Milk and Cereal, which is a found footage horror film that he did 2 years ago. He released it on YouTube for free. I think it's like 60 minutes long. But if you, I'm a big found footage fan, so if you guys haven't seen it, you should. And
Oh my God, this looks insane.
yeah, Milk and Cereal is awesome. It's kind of like influence.
Wow.
It's influencer horror, kind of like pranking like your friend.
His face looks really fucked up.
Also, Cooper Tomlinson is like the second guy in a lot of his videos.
Yeah,
right? Like
I mean, I think he's like I think they're like collaborators.
yeah. Like it's like That's a Bad Idea. It's kind of like a 2-man thing. And Cooper Tomlinson's the other one, and he's really, really funny in this. When he gets to be, you know what I mean? Because obviously the movie's going to get dark. Yeah. But I that was another one. Like, you just never know, like, if someone's going to effectively make the leap. And Curry definitely does as a director, but also I bought Cooper Tomlinson in like a film. And a lot of the time when you see someone out of context, you're like, you're not in a movie. Like, what, you're a YouTube guy. But it all made the leap really effectively.
Yeah, I mean, they've had so much practice, and I agree with you. I didn't think it would translate well, but I mean, especially like literally the opening scene feels like that's a bad idea sketch where they're like, he's coaching his friend how to like talk to the girl or whatever, but you don't know there's somebody there watching, and then it cuts to Cooper Tomlinson like sitting there like, you know, that was what he sounded like. That was bad. Like, do it again.
What's kind of your take on just like the trend that we've seen now for several years of the YouTube to now feature film pipeline, and even like beyond YouTube, like the Funny or Die guys? Like we haven't talked about it, but the trailer for Resident Evil came out today, and it looks fucking sick.
God,
it looks incredible. Like now we have this like sketch comedy or just short form pipeline of people who were in their like teens, 20s making these short form videos that have moved on to now making feature films. So like
I mean, I love it. Like, I obviously grew up with YouTube, but I didn't grow up with YouTube. Like, I never subscribed to a lot of people. Like, I never followed people. So I was never really in it like that. But regardless, I think a lot of these people who did YouTube and short form content, or I'm sorry, long form content on YouTube or vice versa, I think it's kind of paying off, except for Chris Duckman. I'm sorry. I wasn't a fan of Shelby Oaks.
What about Markiplier, huh?
That was cool because it was very creative. And I thought it was like, you know, he like, what do you call it? He pushed it in theaters, and he did a lot with it. He was very creative. Like, even though I didn't like, was it Iron Lung, right?
Iron Lung.
Yeah, even though I didn't really like Iron Lung, I actually really appreciated it for what he was doing. Shelby Elks, on the other hand, I loved the first like 30 minutes. That was amazing. I wish I would have kept going that route. But then it kind of turned pretty...
I never saw it. Even though Ernest is technically a producer on that movie, I never saw it.
Wait, is he, because of
the funding. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
His name is somewhere in the credits, you know.
Generally speaking, it's only gonna be more and more crossover, because like I've been reading a lot of things from IndieWire, like their coverage of like recent movie festivals is essentially the people on the film side at these festivals are like desperate to talk to the YouTubers.
Right.
Because they're like, how are you reaching so many people and you don't even make anything good? You know what I mean? It's
having the built-in audience, and it's also just like it's having the reps of doing something creative.
Exactly. Like,
even if it's not long form and you're making a feature film or something like that, it's still like, well, I might not be making a feature film, but I'm putting out 25 30-minute YouTube videos a year, and so in totality.
And so even the YouTube, you know, the internet people that don't want to make features, they're still like they're going to these festivals and they're being treated like gods, because the people in the film industry who have been in it for decades are like, how do you directly reach millions of people like every single week of your life? Like, we would kill to do that. Yeah. We would kill to get people to go to one fucking movie, and you're doing this like it's absolutely nothing to get them, you know, to click a YouTube link. So it's only going to happen.
When's the Mr. Beast movie happening?
Hey,
it was yesterday on Survivor. Have you guys caught up yet?
No.
Yeah, it's just 2 hours of Beast games. No, it's a good
I'm seeing it tonight.
It's a good episode.
As soon as we're done here, I'm firing it up.
They learned some of their lessons from Zach Brown episode, is all I can say. Yeah.
So we don't get a montage.
Yeah, they like.
No, he's not. You don't see You don't see Jimmy spearfishing. I'll say that much.
Thank God, dude. But yeah, Obsession. It's cool.
Yeah. Probably the best non-competition movie I saw at the festival. So,
I mean, this is the end of after an hour plus of going through the first category.
Well, what the fuck else are we going to talk about?
I'm just kidding. What do y'all want to give best showcase feature to? I'm okay with giving it to Obsession. if you guys are overruling.
It's either that or I Want Your Sex, it sounds like.
I Want Your Sex was my favorite, but it sounds like you guys were a little more mixed on
I would
it,
give
so.
the edge to.
I didn't see it.
I'd give the edge to Obsession personally.
I would pick Obsession.
Let's do it.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
for your Michael VHS tape.
No caveats on that. They get just like the full
Curry
thing.
Barker.
Yeah.
Technically, I am friends with him on with That's a Bad Idea on TikTok.
Okay.
I could DM him and be like, hey,
Well,
we
yeah.
have this Michael VHS.
Hey, we have a Michael
thing for you.
VHS.
We'll
for
have
you.
to sign
Send me
it.
your address. Yeah. Homie, tell me where you live.
So you have some standard categories. You have some fun ones in
Yeah.
here. Should we just jump to? I want to jump to one of these fun ones.
Let's jump to a fun one. I want to talk about, just because we've talked about it up top a little bit, about just some of the non-film related things that are at the fest and just some of the best non-film parts of this festival. So I wrote down a couple things. Feel free to chime in if you guys have anything else. First thing was the industry parties. Shout out to Lazy Moon, the pizzeria, Zamarium, the meadery, which Drew and I missed almost the entirety of that industry party because we did not realize
we did
it was
we did a really bad job. So we were showing up late and we knew that. We go to Zamarium. There's supposed to be like a big industry night. We don't see anybody inside and I get really anxious. And I'm like, if we go in there, like we can't really I don't want to order a drink and then like look around and there's nothing to do. So before we even order a drink, I'm like, let's just fucking go. Fuck this. So we go. I'm like, I bet they're all at the Enzian. Why would you leave the Enzian if you're a filmmaker and there's a bar right there? So we go to the Enzian. Not a lot of people there. Definitely not filmmakers. It's crowded. We get chatted up by members of the Jimmy Buffett Club, the
local parrot heads,
because they had just seen the Jimmy Buffett
Gave me
documentary.
a
I
hard.
wanted to see the Jimmy Buffett movie.
Literally, it sold out both showings. Like they completely sold
it's
out.
the parrot heads, man.
Dude,
this older woman walks up to us like
There was a woman-
blackout drunk, like so trash.
She was really catching a vibe from both of us, and she was just like, second Thursday of the month.
Yeah, she's like, you guys gotta
down
come.
here. You gotta come.
You don't know what you're missing.
Yeah. I talked to Gaia since then. Gaia is 100% down to go to these events to meet these blackout drunk
Yeah.
women.
So then no one's there. So then we go back to Zamarian Meadery, find out there's a back room where everyone is in. And it was like toward the end of it. And so everyone's already like kind of paired up. Wasn't a fruitful night.
we chatted with a couple shorts makers that were cool.
Had a bunch of mead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only know there's a back area because Cinebar is like a local film club thing too. They host screenings there back there. That's where I saw There Would Be Blood for Cinebar.
That's sick.
That's
they
really
did.
cool.
Yeah, they did have a
It's
projector
nice.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice little room.
Anyway, that was cool. The Lazy Moon mixer. What category are we doing? The best non-film.
Just non-film parts.
So
of the fest.
industry
I was
part-
just talking about industry parties.
Yeah, the Lazy Moon one that we did was awesome. Like
Yeah, that was great.
We got to chat with a ton of filmmakers, a lot of short makers, because they're just, they're in town for a few days, however long they can manage to be in town. And they're usually they're staying nearby, a lot of the time walking distance from the Enzian. And they're just trying to meet people, trying to network, trying to hang out. And it was really fun.
Trying to
It was
get their
a great time.
movies.
It is really, it gives you such a deep appreciation for how hard it is to make any kind of film. Like even a short, it is like pulling fucking teeth to get anything made. Like these people put blood, sweat, and tears into these. And so like to get accepted even, to the Florida Film Festival is like a huge deal.
Well, and another thing that like it was great, like talking with the filmmakers they kind of had to talk about was like, in a perfect world, you're a creative person. You go out there, you make the movie, you put it out into the world, and like your job is done. But that's not the way that works for indie film. Indie film, that's just like you made something incredible. That's just half the battle. Now it's like, all right, now I have to
sell it.
I have to be a salesman now. Yeah, I have to like pitch this thing and tell you why my movie is worth your time. And I think that Will Means from Junkie kind of said it on our interview with him in the podcast that like, even with a movie like Junkie that we all loved immediately, he couldn't get people to watch it because they're like, well, I don't see a big star in this movie.
Yeah.
And that's such you're fighting such an uphill battle,
and by the
especially
way-
with shorts and everything else too. Like,
By the way, guess what, bitch? Rocky Shea is in that. So
Yeah.
fuck you.
future star right there.
She's a mega star.
Check out our interview.
Right, I
I
love
love your interview.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Well, you were there in spirit.
We know that Ernest wasn't there because it doesn't sound good. The audio is awful. Red carpet events. We only did one.
Yeah, we only did the one this year, unfortunately. I want to do more next year because they were a lot of fun.
I didn't know those were a thing because the last 2 years I never got like
They
that.
weren't.
That
It's
email.
new this year.
It's new, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a guy. They hired.
Yeah, they have a new
basically
promoter, and basically night before these events, he was sending out like, "Hey, if you want to do press at these, like, go for it." Not to ruin the like. He didn't reach out to us specifically to interview Yorma. I know that might be shocking, but
No, he's like Yorm actually reached out to us specifically.
I wish we had done it for Giamatti.
Wait,
Yeah.
really?
No.
I wish we had done it for Giamatti. Even if we just have like 30 seconds for the guy.
I know.
to be sick.
I was telling you should have gone up to him and been like, I predicted you.
That would be so
Any
weird.
comments?
I will say, Paul
knew you'd
What do you have to
Giamatti.
say
I knew
about
you'd be
Paul
here tonight.
Giamatti had a police detail coming for his. Yorm did not.
Really?
Paul, I don't know if they would have let us get like that close with Paul. They would have
so
just been like,
Judge Reinhold had an ice detail. we weren't there for the judge. Sorry, bud. We missed you, man.
We just missed it too. What a bummer, man.
I hope I'm not I'm allowed to say this, but no, this is public information. Paul Giamatti is in Florida because he's making a movie in St. Pete.
With Paul Rudd, right?
Yeah.
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 Oh.
They start shooting.
There was
like,
footage of Paul Rudd in Lakeland. That's
I guess they are
that's in my
shooting.
territory. Kind of down there. Yeah.
Man.
It's the new the guy who made Spotlight. What's his name?
What the hell?
Not Tom Hooper. Tom
Not
McCarthy.
Tom Hooper.
Tom McCarthy.
Tom McCarthy.
It's
Thank
the
you.
new Tom McCarthy.
I was
movie.
like, it's not Hooper.
It's about
It's Cats too.
They're shooting it in Florida because it is like about it's like a period piece about like these scientists who had to put together a statement about climate change. And like the real scientists, they did it in Florida.
So it's another they knew type movie.
it's a they knew exactly.
Wow.
It's a they knew.
But now it's Giamatti, so it's like they knew. Let's go. We missed him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We missed that night. Originally, it was supposed to be an evening with Marissa Tomei. She backed out, and so we got Judge Reinhold on the last red carpet night.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Really a one-for-one switch there.
Yeah, we couldn't fit our schedules around with the pivot.
I kind of wish a lot of these actors and actresses would like kind of just like hang out, because I see so many different festivals like that. A lot of my mutuals online go to like Panic Fest and Fantastic Fest. And they're over here partying with like all these actors from the movies, and over here you got to pay like $100 just to go talk to.
Yeah.
I do wonder. This is the first year that they've done the red carpet events, and I had a chance to kind of talk with the main promoter guy. I won't like say his name here in case he's
But you
not a public figure.
definitely know it.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, we had a chance to talk with them, and I'm wondering if that is like what they're trying to get to in the future with the Florida Film Fest. Like we said up top, like this year has been bigger than it ever has before. And
they
now
did a
that
great job.
They're bringing in like more money into this and like getting bigger swings, bringing in bigger projects. Like we didn't touch on it earlier, but I Want Your Sex playing at the Florida Film Fest is a huge get. This is the first place that it's played that wasn't Sundance where it premiered. Like this is the first film festival that played that.
Also, so you want to know something that bummed me out? So, friend of the pod, Adam, he was there the night when we saw I Want Your Sex, and Justice Smith was there because he directed a short film that premiered.
You're just hanging out.
which we totally missed.
Justice Smith was just hanging out.
I know we totally missed that. So he saw him there, and then like he was like, dude, I also saw Greg Araki, I swear, at the theater. And it turns out he was just like wrong, I think.
Yeah.
Who did you see? Because Greg Araki has like aura. Like, who do you see with that amount of aura walking around in Orlando?
I think I can answer this. So in my row, not to like racially profile.
Was it Greg Araki?
No, there was an Asian man in our row, and I feel like your friend or whoever it was could have made the mistake.
Okay. Just a guy who vaguely looks like Greg Araki.
No, I was gonna say Greg Araki.
I mean the guy did kind of look like Greg Araki. I'm not even lying.
I know. I just mean like Greg Araki, like to me, I imagine him like he has like movie star presence. You know what I mean? Like he's just like cool as
he carries himself. He's like pretty tall too, isn't he? He's like 6'4" or something.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just his aura. He makes me think he's like 5'4".
He's hovering.
Yeah.
What Q&As did you guys get to go to? Did you go to any, Marcel? I missed them all.
No, like any of the
director Q&As.
No, I
yeah, me too. I was bummed out when we saw Junkie. We thought it was going to be the Q&A, and then we were wrong.
Oh, I mean, I did a Q&A for To Whom the Tree Toll Bells, or whatever it's called. What's it called?
It can't be that.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't stick around for the Q&A for that one. The man whom the trees love.
Yes,
in my
thank you.
defense, I had to go rush to.
That's also you talked.
that.
We chatted with those.
Yeah,
guys.
Tevin and Woodruff. They were cool guys.
Were you not at the Q&A for Return from Tomorrow?
Yes, but it was with the actor. I was there as well.
That was a weird Q&A.
Was it for the first screening or second screening?
I don't remember.
So I was there for the
I
first
think you were there
screening.
for the first screening.
Okay.
Talk about
Yeah.
Return from Tomorrow a little bit. Just about talk about what the first one is and then what the second one is.
I
Really
did
quick.
this. I did this last episode. We covered
damn
it.
Okay, never mind.
I
Are you
didn't
worried
like.
about
I
this
didn't
being
like
like
this
too
movie,
short
but
of
I
a
think you
podcast?
liked it.
Yeah.
I did, because I'm not a big fan of the first movie, but for some reason, something about this, I loved it. I thought it was beautifully shot. I thought the acting was a step up from the first movie. It was very Lynchian in a way, even though that might be offensive to people who really love David Lynch, but that's what it felt to me. I just had a great time with that. I love the whole. Also, I'm on a big conspiracy kick right now. I'm watching a lot of conspiracy movies, so it fit with that.
So what's the conspiracy?
The conspiracy?
Yeah, like what is the movie trying to say?
I think it's just trying to
Is
say
it that like the gas company took over the?
Yeah, that there was. Yeah, because Reedy Creek, because I'm kind of familiar because I work in that area. I work like on Bonnet Creek, which is in the same general area, and there's a lot of lore there. And I think if you're not familiar with it, it can kind of go over your head.
Oh, yeah.
Because it still went over my head, and I know a little bit about
Yeah,
it.
but
I mean,
we
the
do
movie
too.
doesn't specifically say anything. I unless I completely missed it.
It's fucking Lynchian, you stupid moron.
No,
I guess is the movie saying that like that the gas company is in cahoots with Disney to like take over?
Here's the thing. It's not going to be trying to unearth a real conspiracy. So I feel like what you want is for it to be true, and it's not going to. I'm assuming that's not the fucking aim of the movie.
I kind of agree, because I don't know if I understand the conspiracy, but I think what it's trying to go for is kind of still have that shock factor from the first movie, and with like the Disney princess sex orgy sex scene and like the.
Oh, hold on now. Wait. You didn't mention that.
But didn't they do that in the first movie? I vaguely remember.
What? They did it twice.
I don't remember the first movie too well.
Yeah, it's been so long. I vaguely remember like suggestive Disney princess outfits in the first one, but not an extended party sequence like we see in this one.
Yeah.
I can see your hidden Mickey under the table.
You guys will be shocked to know that I missed this one. I had just a real.
We were watching something
by
else
me.
at the same time. We were watching something better. I mean, at least as far as Ernest said. So you liked it?
I liked it. I loved it. Yeah.
I mean,
I think it was Tuner.
I don't like what
missed
Ernest likes.
Yeah. So
I did.
those were
I
the only
mean,
Q&As.
if we're talking about other Q&As, I think my favorite movie I saw at the festival was First They Came From My College.
Yes.
And the Q&A was great. I mean, being able to look these kids in the eye.
You want to talk about First They Came From My College now? Because you were the only one who was able to make that. That was my biggest miss of the fest.
I think this movie is tremendous. I think it is a huge achievement. I think it's just shy of being a masterpiece. Like, for what it is, it is like a very, very low budget documentary about a local college takeover from the Florida state government. So, it's not trying to be this kind of larger piece about society or anything like that. It is just about this one situation. My one note that I think would keep it from being like this kind of 5-star thing is it doesn't have like a true main character, and it does feel like it spends a lot of time in the middle chunk introducing you to a bunch of different folks that you want to see. Maybe this is the person that the movie's really going to commit to following.
We're simple creatures. We do want a protagonist, even in a doc.
And the movie doesn't really do that. Like, there's a couple of people that it sort of does. So you kind of get sort of this ensemble quality to the piece. I think my personal favorite is one of the teachers who is the gender studies professor. And you kind of see her journey in being thrust into a position of leadership to try to stand up for her department and her school and her students. But obviously she not the only one that gets spotlight. There's a bunch of other people in here, some of which were at the Q&A and they were up there answering questions. It really becomes about these students and how they manage, how they're trying their best to have a normal college experience at New College as they're thrust into this horrible, impossible situation of Governor Ron DeSantis coming in and appointing this board of trustees and saying, hey, you no longer get a say in anything that happens here. Now these new people that don't know the history of this school or what the staff or the students want, they're not going to tell you what to do because this is where woke goes to die. And we get some real great clips of DeSantis in this film, of him like kind of introducing us into this story and laying it out in front of us. And there's a really great one where he's on a podcast, much like this one, talking about New College and saying that he didn't know what New College was when he got elected to be governor. All that he knew is that there were people knocking on his door saying like, hey, you got to do something about this place. You got to come in here and shake it up and make it not this hippie liberal paradise. So that's all he knew. And you get thrust into this story, and it is an incredible sort of force that you feel. It's infuriating. It's an infuriating watch.
That's why I didn't watch it, to be honest. Like, I know, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I was
like,
multiple,
I don't want
friends of friends that went to New College, and like
I thought
while
about
all this
going
shit was
there.
going down.
There's a world where I went. My aunt, shout out Aunt Carrie, she's very cool. Recommended it to me because she lived in the area, and she was like, "This place is sick as fuck." And I looked into it, and I was like, the only reason I didn't apply is I was like, I genuinely don't think I'm cool enough to go here.
You know,
like, it's such a cool fucking college.
I say a normal college experience. New College is not.
It's like so. It like I was like, I don't think I can like conceive of like my own classes the way that you have to there, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, the movie does a really good job of kind of putting you in the viewpoint of the students. There's no sort of narrative, like voiceover narration or anything like that. There's not I don't think there's any sort of sit down interviews. It's all just very off the cuff type of stuff. A lot of the footage is shot by the student themselves. It looks like on their phones. There is like a professional camera through a lot of it, but they use the student's own footage. And I thought it was fascinating. I thought it was a really great look. I wanted more. I could have watched more. I wish that they could have gone deeper into some of these narratives and given us more. I wonder if they shot it and they decided not to include it just for purposes of time. But that was my kind of one big note is like, man, it feels like you're only seeing part of it. You're only seeing like the tip of the iceberg. And then the movie ends, and a lot of times with these true life sort of heavier subject matter documentaries, sometimes they'll end and it'll say like, and then, you know, things improved and now it's better. Nope. That's not the case with this. Nope. It's actually worse now than when they made the film. And they talked about that in the Q&A, and people sort of wondering like, you know, what can we do? What's going to happen next? What are the action items? Not a lot. Not a lot. Yeah. It's really just dealing with the fact that New College is not what it used to be, that it's been forever gutted. And this movie seems to be a document of this 18-month-ish period of when it went down and how it affected some of the students and some of the staff there. So I hope this movie is a big deal. I hope it finds its way to an audience. I would love for this movie to hit. They are doing like a festival tour all over the country and showing it. But yeah, I thought it was tremendous.
Yeah, I was sad to miss this one. I really hope that like this movie, it very unsurprisingly it won Best Doc at the festival because of how much it kind of reaches the local Central Florida population. But I hope that this movie does have the same kind of resonance around the country, so that it will get more legs and just get in front of more people.
It feels important. It feels necessary. But yeah, you don't get left feeling like, yes, and now and now we know what to do, and now we know how to fix this. Like, it's really just showing you like this is what's happening. And the entire movie was shot before the election, essentially. So now with the new Trump administration, you're having all these colleges like being attacked in a similar way by the federal government that the Florida state government attacked New College. So it was kind of like this playbook.
Where is New College located?
Sarasota.
In Sarasota. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's like right by the beach.
Did anyone go to any of the forums at Florida Film Festival?
No, I missed them this year. I wanted to at least give them a shout because I think that it's cool that that's something that they do.
I know
every year is like, here's how you can make like Florida tax credits work for you while you're doing your film, and like here's what you should know about different kind of like shooting things and stuff.
Apparently,
like that.
there's some Orange County. There's some new Orange County.
That's right, baby.
incentives.
There was a forum about it. I wish I could have made it because working at the county, I dealt with that bill passing quite a bit. But yeah, Orange County now has a film incentive tax credit program. It's just getting started, obviously. To be honest, a lot of what they're targeting, like internally, is because obviously it's not like, oh, Marvel should come shoot down here or whatever.
Yeah.
No, it's hyper or micro budget. It says it's a $400,000 minimum spend.
They want Hallmark movies because you know where they
really?
shoot? Tampa.
Oh,
They shoot those fuckers over in Tampa.
Wow.
They want them here.
damn.
And it's really funny because watching those movies, you're like, wow, you guys shot this in like 1 week. Like it's so
That makes
the
sense.
turnover is insane for those. So yeah, you get like that's what we want over here. We just work for all the 3 colleges worth of film students that are graduating.
For
you know?
sure. Was there anything else best non-film parts of the fest you guys wanted to shout out, or do we?
Well, I just wanted to give a shout out to the bartender at Lazy Moon who lied to me and said that the RZA was there at Lazy Moon.
What?
Yeah. So
Are you kidding?
The bartender's like, yeah, man, the
Was this before the secret screening?
yeah, same day. It was the same day,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm there, and then they're like, yeah, we're here. We're just, there's a secret movie tonight. I think the bartender was like, yeah, the director was here, and I was like, what? Like, they were here? And they're like, yeah, it's like someone really famous. And I'm like,
The RZA?
who could it have been? And then when we get the Zoom call, I'm like, there's no way he was here.
no.
There was a called us
That was a
from
lie.
California. Like he was not.
Yeah.
No, he was. I saw in the background some big pizza. He was at Lazy Moon
He was like,
when he zoomed with
I
us.
got this big old pie. Like I can't leave this thing.
He was in Maitland.
Yeah, so shout out to the bartender that lied to me.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, no, I mentioned it before. My favorite part about the film fest is just how accessible some of these people are, and just getting out. And
Yeah, the industry
talking
stuff
with the people.
Best food I quickly ate
So this
between
is-
screenings.
Yeah, so this was a category that I added on here. It's the best food. Whenever you're seeing these screenings, I had a couple of days where I was like, I have 5 movies that I'm seeing today.
Yeah.
You're
cranking it.
I need to eat something aside from popcorn, or else like I'm going to die. So quick run through of my top picks. The truffle, mushroom, and asparagus flatbread from Bar Louie. They can get that thing out in like 8 minutes. It's incredible work by them. Good job by Bar Louie.
It's tasty.
You would think like asparagus on a flatbread, and it is a little bit odd because sometimes you bite into the asparagus, it's not quite like cooked all the way, so you kind of got like chew the rest of it down.
Sounds like
a
it's not
piece of
gonna win.
asparagus. Well, I liked it a lot. It's good. The right thing from flatbread from Enzian. A lot of flatbreads because those are very easy and quick to crank out from a bar perspective. That's one of my go-tos at the Enzian.
The winner is
in
going
general.
to be Enzian
no,
chicken tenders. I'm sorry.
Enzian chicken tenders they're the best chicken
Yeah.
tenders in town. They're so good.
It's a whole goddamn meal. It fills you up.
It's
What else
great.
do you want?
Here's my winner, though. My personal winner is 2 large Bell's Two Hearted IPAs from the Eden Bar that I just drink really quickly in between movies. They fill you up.
IPAs are food.
I'm feeling
They do
like
count.
I feel somehow like a lot more like optimistic about the next movie I'm going to see. It's crazy how that happens sometimes.
I do have to do another Bar Louie shout out for the hot chicken sandwich.
Oh, their hot chicken sandwich is very good.
That's a good one.
Very good.
I ate so much Bar Louie and Enzian food
Yeah.
in the span of like 10 days.
I had a lot of popcorn and I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
Like popcorn, movie popcorn, 3 times in a week is like
No, you don't.
It's gonna fuck
Here's
your
the
shit
thing.
up.
You
It's
gotta
a-
you gotta ask for no butter whenever possible. You just gotta ask for no butter, or else like you're not gonna make it. I've just, you know what? at 30, that's a business decision that I just have to make now. Is like I go and get popcorn. They're like, butter? I'm like, no, thank you.
No way.
I'm good. It already comes with a little bit of butter on it. That's all that I need. I'm good.
So my biggest loser, actually, I was with Hunter at Bar Louie, I think before I Want Your Sex. And then I'm like, oh, chicken Caesar salad.
How quick will that be?
Ranch, lettuce, chicken. Took like 20 minutes. And then
they forgot about your ass.
I had to take it to go. I go into this movie, I'm like third in the front row, and now I got to open up my to-go chicken Caesar. And then I tell my buddy, I'm like, hey, man, if I'm crunching too hard, let me know. So now I'm like slowly eating this lettuce.
Eating a salad during this movie of all movies is so funny.
Smelling anchovies
Salads are being tossed.
during Want Your Sex.
And I'm eating salads. And then, I'm like looking for my chicken. The chicken's all like clumped together. So I got like separated during this movie. It was just a lot.
You're pulling it apart.
And it smells like Caesar, chicken. And it was a lot, but it was pretty good though.
All the goodwill from Bar Louie completely.
Yeah. And then at the end, I know the tenders are like top tier, but for some reason, the only thing I eat there is the turkey cranberry croissant sandwich.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
It's light.
I've always seen
It's easy on the belly.
I like that one. I like the Cuban as well. Shout out to the Cuban.
Yeah, Cuban's good. For like just a non-Cuban restaurant Cuban, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it. So that was there. Should we talk more about movie-related ones? Because those are just my fun ones I have on there.
Well, we should try. We should try to run through the end of this quick because we're gonna hit the 2 hour mark.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let's actually give out some awards. Best supporting performance. I wrote down a few here. Feel free to fill in the blanks because I did these quickly. These nominees.
I'll read the nominees you have on here. You have Harvey Guillen in Damned If You Do, Graham Vereche as Trent the son in Sylvania, Paul Dillon, Frank the father in Sylvania, Rhett Keeter as Liam in Junkie, and Havana Rose Liu in Tuner. That's a really good selection.
This was it was non-gendered supporting performance. I will also give a shout out to
the girl from Obsession. Is she supporting?
No.
I would think she's lead.
That's lead.
I was going to say, I forgot to put her on here. Ruby Bailey, the little girl from Frogtown. I think that she is great.
God, she's good.
Great little girl performance. And, it takes a lot for a little girl performance to be good. And she is very good in there.
They just fucking found that girl in Mariana. Crazy.
Yeah.
She is so charismatic on screen. Blew my mind.
I'll give a shout out to David Desmalchian and Sender.
There you go.
He won't get the win, but
we don't have. I did not see Sender, so I don't have any Sender representation. You'll have to fight for your peeps.
Shout out to Jessica Lee Risco and Kian Moore, both from Junkie.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Good junkies. They're really good at being junkies.
Yep.
There are a few others.
Can I give a shout? First of all, on the way here, I was trying to do some research. Can we give a shout out to? I don't know if it's on here. Method Man in Poetic License. I didn't even know that was Method Man.
Wait, who is Method Man in Poetic License?
He plays
in Poetic License.
the husband.
Holy shit! You are so right that is Method Man.
If I were to bet which movie Method Man would be in, I would have bet a lot on the RZA one.
No. It's in the Maude Apatow movie.
Dude, I had no idea that was him.
So funny.
He's been acting a good
we
bit.
skipped him for Poetic License.
He was in The Deuce.
That movie really charmed me. I think that it's ironic that it's made by Maude Apatow, and I have a lot of problems with Maude Apatow as I do with a lot of Judd Apatow movies, which is like first 45 minutes to an hour, perfection, and then it keeps going. Yeah. But like, I think that movie it's a great three-hander between Leslie Mann, Andrew Barth Feldman, and Cooper Hoffman. That they all have incredible chemistry with each other. Method Man is Leslie Mann's husband.
Yes,
and he's very good, and it's a very charming movie. I was very charmed.
It's not more of like best actor, but most surprising because I had no idea that was him.
Most shocking Method Man appearance.
Is that why that's her last name? Because when they got married,
she changed her name. That sucks.
I didn't see the movie. I don't have a lot to say.
Ernest, you wrote down Frogtown Girl. Her name is Ruby Bailey.
That's fucked.
I didn't see the movie. I'm sorry.
She's a child. Did you like that movie?
Frogtown?
No, the Maude Apatow.
I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was surprised that you had good things to say, Hunter.
Did you guys talk about it in the previous episode? Or?
I mean, we didn't see it.
No.
So just Hunter.
I think like the best way I could describe it is like it's like Y tu mama también, but like minus the cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Really?
because
comedic.
it's kind of like
But
way
yes,
more
the
comedic.
same
It's just
kind
about
of-
like these two guys who haven't really experienced much in life, and they have this one lady come by, and she, obviously she's kind of showing them like more through poetry and just like life and experiences, and also it's helping her out. Where anything about También, it's like similar case, except it's through like she's giving these guys like the life of their like a moment they're always going to remember. And
with an older kind of woman.
exactly. It's kind of like that.
Honestly, it's a good comp as far as like the story.
Yeah.
main story.
Interesting.
arc
Okay,
needs.
I honestly had no idea what the story was at all because like what the general vibe of it is what you're
Yeah. Leslie
gonna
Mann
ask about.
the general like setup of it is Leslie Mann is an auditor for like college courses, and she's coming into a poetry class, and you have like these two homies played by Cooper Hoffman, Andrew Barth Feldman. Andrew Barth Feldman kind of blew me away. I'm not familiar with his work. I'm not
The J-Law movie.
Yeah, I've never seen No Hard Feelings.
He's great in that.
Yeah. I saw him in Saturday Night. He's one of like 27 dudes in that movie, so it's not.
Oh, also, real quick, I wanted to add Daniel Brooks from If I Go, Will They Miss Me? Best supporting performance.
I really wanted to see that.
So who wins? I have my pick. Should I just say it?
Yeah, who you got?
It's Harvey Guillen and Damned If You Do.
I kind of want to give it to Harvey Guillen. I think that's the only thing that Damned If You Do will get love for. Shout out to
he elevates that movie like maybe a full star.
I think that movie might be not successful at all if it wasn't for him.
It's a crazy performance because like I mean I'm sure for some people out there they're going to be like, wow, this is too much, like get this guy out of here. Every time he appeared, I was like, thank God.
In that type
Thank you for bringing
do you really
this
think
insane.
in that type of movie? Do you think people would say that though?
I don't know.
No, I
I
think
don't know.
people-
I'm sure there's a lot of takes out there.
I know,
I
but
mean-
isn't he like consistent with the vibe of that type of movie?
Yes, yeah, he's
Kind
going
of.
for
There's
the
no way he
camp,
sticks
though.
out like a sore thumb.
The movie's like it's kind of confused as to what it's trying to go for a little bit.
I think for the most part, it's trying to go camp. Where it doesn't work is where it kind of leans away from the camp. It's like actually we're telling a serious story about like
Did you see this,
where you
Marcel?
are.
I did
going
not,
to be.
no.
Me neither.
I think
It doesn't-
Marcel,
what
I'd
do
be
you guys
interested
wanna
in your
vote
take
for?
on it as like more of a horror aficionado because it's very much in the camp realm.
But their compliments to it always come with a bit of a qualifier.
Yeah.
Both of them.
I really love Harvey Guillen. I'd be happy with that. I do want to give a shout out to Graham Verchere, Trent, the son in Sylvania. I really
great.
like that. As I've been thinking more about Sylvania, I do think that he is kind of the missing piece to unlock that movie in many ways, especially in like talking with Kyle more afterwards. Like that was that
You're not allowed
is-
to incorporate your
friendship.
extracurricular discussions into your
Well,
thoughts.
look, it is.
And pretend you're just a
It's
guy who
part
watched
of
the movie.
perks of being the thing is like you see that's really the surrogate. It's not the Morgan Beck character. It's the son character that kind of unlocks a lot of that movie.
Shout out Chase Sui Wonders.
Chase Sui Wonders is incredible.
She's really funny, man.
She's so
We can give it to Harvey Guillen. I have the utmost faith that he's funny in this because he's funny in everything.
I can duplicate as many of these as we
Yeah.
want for the
There can be
Michael
multiple
VHS.
awards.
So we can give multiple awards.
Yeah.
Any other supporting performance to shout out before?
Are you
we
gonna
move
like
on?
rip it to a VHS?
Hunter, I appreciate that you included what's her name from Tuner, because she's phenomenal. Havana Rose Liu
Yeah.
is again, it's a lot of the time with supporting performances, it's a matter of are they stealing moments that aren't, if you just looked at the script, you wouldn't think you'd be fixated on them. And you are fixated on her character, even if what she's saying isn't critical. To the
Yeah,
movie.
it's-
she
it's-
steals scenes in
it's
a
one of
really
those
unique
things
way.
where I
think she's a great actor.
I wish that this movie delivered a little bit more with like her character and the arc that her and the Leah Woodall
she
character
just-
have, but she owns
No,
every
exactly.
time
She just
she elevates it.
She's way more dynamic than the character is.
Yeah. I forgot to put Dustin Hoffman on there.
No, you didn't. It's okay.
He's really good in like the first 20 minutes of the movie.
It's
that
fine.
he's in. Okay.
Best actor?
Best actor. So here's some nominees I wrote down. Morgan Beck, Sylvania, our boy. Cooper Hoffman, I Want Your Sex. Cooper Hoffman, Poetic License. Double nominations for our boy. Andrew Barth Feldman, Poetic License. Robert Aramayo, I Swear. Ian McKellen, The Christophers. Kyle Gallner, Carolina Caroline. And Adam Scott, Hokum.
I like
you're,
it.
you're missing, I think, Shamik Moore.
Oh shit! You know what? For actor most likely to get their organs taken away, Shamik Moore.
So funny.
What would you go with here? Actually,
No, actually,
I didn't put the guy from Obsession on here because I hadn't seen that movie. But I don't know if he's.
he's
not
good.
that great.
I mean, he was good. He was fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think the movie like
it's not about that character.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
character, like you spend a lot of time just frustrated at him because you're like, can you like communicate with anyone? Can you say a sentence, man? You could solve all of this so quickly if you wanted.
The movie is so like not about
Yeah, exactly.
Because people are telling him like, dude, like, what are you doing? Dude?
I know.
Like, get it together.
You know what? There's a moment that gets really interesting that I wish they had pursued a little more, where he's like, where he turns a little bit evil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where he's like, why wouldn't you want to be with me?
Yes.
You're like, whoa, this guy's fucked
Yeah.
up. He likes it. You know?
Yeah. Is it so bad to be with me?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Anyway, he doesn't belong here necessarily. My vote would go to Ian McKellen. I think
I'm okay with this. I want to see this movie.
It's a performance I usually wouldn't go for, but it truly is one of those like, oh my fucking god, this is actually what like acting
It
is.
feels not fair to put Morgan
Sir
Beck in
Ian
the same
McKellen.
in the same category as Ian McKellen. Look, Morgan Beck was the only Best Actor nominee that I could think of from any of the narrative features this year, which I think is more of a credit to the Best Actress nominees that we're going to talk about in a second, because I
Well,
think
hold
that
on.
category is stacked. Best Actor, though, I think that like Morgan Beck, he carries a lot of Sylvania. It's a movie that I love a lot. I don't know if you had any other narrative features that you wanted to shout out.
I mean,
in the smaller,
I do want to give a shout out to Roy Abramson from Return from Tomorrow. I think he was fine in the movie. I think he did a good job, but a lot of his comedic timing was really good. Like there's like there's a scene with what's his name? He just with
Udo Kier.
Udo Kier, where he's just like he's just yelling like Mein Kampf, Mein Kampf, Mein Kampf, and then
the late Udo Kier.
yeah, and then Roy Abramson's like, yeah, I know who wrote it. You know, and like,
what is going on in this movie?
yeah, and then like the timing and like his timing was just so good with the comedy. So because like the whole movie, he's just going through the motions and he's like, what the hell is going on? And he plays it really well.
Ernest,
So
I feel like you've undersold this movie
Can
to us.
I,
I'm so much more interested now based on what you've said, Marcel.
You
My
talked
God.
about princess orgies, Mein Kampf.
There's a mass shooting in a baby store.
Come on. Come on. What do you want? What else do you
Yeah.
want
What
out of
Is
the movie?
this movie?
I was so checked out at that point. That is
your
a cool
fault.
scene.
That's when I
Isn't this
checked
movie
in.
like 2 hours and 40 minutes long too.
I
Isn't
wanted
like
it to be longer.
It's like really for these film fests, all the movies are like 100 minutes in and out. So like almost 3
So-
is pushing it.
Can we spoil the ending of this movie? Do you think that would be
No!
appropriate? Because like in
I'm
you
fine with you
nominating
spoiling it. I don't
nominating him, like what happens in the end of this movie, like it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
going
pretty cool.
You can go ahead and spoil it to Hunter.
Okay.
You can spoil it for me. I don't care.
Spoilers for Return from Tomorrow, a movie that has not come out and may not come out.
I was gonna say, is this like under
Anytime
embargoed
soon.
right now? Are you allowed to talk about this?
The last 15-ish minutes is a total deviation from the entire movie, where it is revealed that possibly the entire movie was a fever dream by Walt Disney himself in some kind of like, he had like a car accident and he was in the hospital.
Well, I think it was from the gas explosion. It was that was the remnants from the gas explosion that was probably interfering with.
Here's the conspiracy.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then he was like, I think he was talking.
So
to,
like
he was-
flashes back to like 1960s.
Yeah, it's in black and white.
So Roy Abramson plays Walt Disney,
Yeah.
and his wife,
Lily is played by Elena Schubert.
and she plays Disney's wife.
Yeah. Lillian
Lily.
Disney. Yeah, Lily. Yeah.
And I wish that the whole movie had the energy of this final little piece here, because I loved what the movie does here. And the fact that I wasn't on board with the movie until this final stretch.
Yeah.
It's really like hanging on to my estimation of this movie.
Because he's laying there and he's like, Lillian, I saw the future. You know, he's like, I forgot what he says, but
He's great.
Yeah,
he's doing
good.
a great job.
And I think it's funny because like it makes sense because when he's like at this hotel in Miami, right? And then every like bellboy and like server, they keep saying, "Oh, hey boss," or "Hey boss." You know, they keep saying "boss" to him, and then he's like, "Man, I fucking hate it when people say boss when they're serving you." You know, because like when you go to like a bar, people are like, "Hey boss,"
Yeah.
you know,
I
what can I
didn't
get you,
even
boss?
think about that.
Well, now that I think about it, they're calling him boss because he is the boss.
Because he's Walt Disney.
Holy shit. Yeah. I mean, I think the movie, it wants to have that kind of holy shit moment, but I think it takes so long to get to that point. And in my opinion, it wasn't like interesting enough. But I thought that ending was so cool.
It was cool, yeah.
I thought it was so cool that they decided to go there and like really go there. You know, like it wasn't like, oh, this is supposed to be Walt Disney. No, like it just is Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even talk about the like the in between movie, the R-rated the Davy Crockett TV show or movie that was like intertwined with this movie, which was I think was shot awesomely.
Yeah, they did a good job with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
See, that's another thing where I was like, I wish that it would have incorporated that a little bit more into what it was trying to say.
That's true. Yeah, because there was a scene with him just like on set, like looking at the what's going on with the Davy Crockett thing, but I don't really know what it was trying to say.
I guess
Is this movie playing any other festivals? I don't see it like all
kinda
the other
crazy.
movies I've kind of like
This was
looked
the
up and they're like
first
playing
screening,
Atlanta,
world
they're
premiere.
playing somewhere else. Like
we saw the world premiere.
no, but I'm saying like at least a lot of the other movies that we saw, they're like, okay, we got to go race off because we're doing Atlanta Film Fest next week or something like that. I'm not seeing anything else from Return from Tomorrow except for Florida Film Fest.
I mean, there wasn't anything.
Will this movie ever come out?
There
to
wasn't
see light
anything
day?
announced from it until it got announced at the festival.
Yeah.
There was nothing.
They were
about
trying
it.
to keep it
Yo,
very
yeah,
hush
that was
hush.
completely under wraps.
Well,
it's
I'm
coming.
also, I really want to shout out Carl Gallner in Carolina, Caroline. I think
Yes.
it's fucking awesome.
He is like the movie would not be good if him and Samara Weaving were not awesome in that movie, and they both work.
And Adam Scott in Hokum.
Who's
but,
the best actor?
But Ian McKellen.
I kind of want to give it for the dual performances. I want to cheat a little bit here and give it to Cooper Hoffman. I think that like Cooper Hoffman,
Just for both.
just giving it to him for both, because the range on one fateful Saturday night at this festival that I was able to see him go from Poetic License to I Want Your Sex. I'm like, he's here. Like, we got him. This is the promise that we were like given after seeing Licorice Pizza when we were like, we just got a baby Hoffman on our hands. Like, this is, oh my God, like we could do this again. And now after seeing this, I'm like,
Hey,
do we actually just have another baby Hoffman coming here?
I mean,
obviously Philip Seymour he's unimpeachable.
Well, it's also
but
interesting because Cooper's like a lead. Like he has like lead energy as in terms of like being an audience surrogate, like regular guy. Philip Seymour Hoffman is not a regular guy. You know what I mean? In his movies, like he is a character.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how well it works. Like in I Want Your Sex, I was like, wow, I buy him. In The Long Walk, I buy him. Despite that, I don't know if it was a tweet or the Letterboxd review or something that was like pissed off because it was like, why would you show up to The Long Walk like fat and in jeans? You guys see that? I didn't say it. I think he's great in the movie.
oh, if you could say
Okay, best actress.
Actually, I want to do a couple quick ones here before we do Best Actress, because I think the Best Actress is actually my favorite category of the whole fest. Best Doc, is it safe to give it to First They Came From My College?
We didn't. I mean,
Yes.
it seems like we didn't. No one saw any.
Well, I was going to
What
say,
did you see, Marcel?
I didn't see any.
Me neither.
I
didn't see
wanted
any
to give a
docs,
shout out to
unfortunately.
School for Defectors, which is still one of my favorites of the fest. I really, really love that movie. It's my favorite thing that Jeremy Workman has ever done. Really love that movie. I enjoyed A Life Illuminated. I did not as much enjoy SantaCon. This has been like talked about a little bit at our check-in, but like last year I was not really as into the narrative features, and I really love the docs. And I think it kind of flip-flopped a little bit this year, where there was some docs obviously like up at the top that were very good, but
To be honest, I feel like it might be a good sign for the fest that like the narrative features are strengthening because
I think it's probably going to ebb and flow.
it's hard to make a narrative
feature.
feature. You
That's
know?
true. Well, that's very true.
good. Like holy shit.
Yeah. So shout out to that. Best short. Let's give a shout out to our crew that we were hanging out with. Scissors. got sent. Didn't see it live whenever it premiered. This is a queer horror movie that is like 7 minutes long. About like it's doing the whole like man showing up to a cabin, but it inverts a lot of those fun tropes. Very campy, very fun. Shout out to that one. That was my favorite short of the fest. Best Florida film. There was 2 on here.
I mean, if you give First They Came the doc, you should give.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's give it to Frogtown. We did a whole interview with them where we kind of talked about everything that worked with the filmmakers directly. Drew and I did.
Frogtown rocks.
Marcel, you want to say a little bit about your thoughts on Frogtown?
No, I love Frogtown a lot. It just hit differently for me. It just felt very nostalgic. It felt very true, and it made me feel like a kid again because it just made you think of like when you were a kid, when you know you can just play with your action figures and have this imagination. It really also the way it was filmed, it wasn't focus like it was trying to focus on like one thing, but it would always like veer off, almost like as if the camera was like a kid getting distracted by different things. And I really love that. But just to touch on Frogtown, did any of you guys watch Frogman Returns?
I wanted to.
Or have you seen Frogman?
No, please tell us about it.
So there is a Frogman.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's crazy that these movies play on the same day. Because Frogtown actually has kind of like a similar plot, I guess, to like Frogman. Because in Frogman, in the first one, it's like this guy who sees Frogman, like when he's a child, and when he grows up, he's like he's obsessed with looking for.
Well,
Frogman.
my God.
Oh my God.
That's what Frogtown is.
Yeah, that's what Frogtown is. So,
But it's scary.
That's so
but
funny.
yeah, but scary. So it's found footage movie, and then Frogman Returns Frogman Returns essentially is Evil Dead 2, and then Frogman is
Okay.
Evil Dead.
I really wanted to see this.
because when you finish Frogman 2, you're like, oh, there's gonna be like Army of Darkness of Frogman. it's crazy. Yeah.
We're going back to medieval times to find Frogman at this point.
Yeah, it goes bonkers.
That's fun.
So you're really into these found footage, huh?
Oh, very.
Yeah.
Did you see the one last year? What was it called? The one that he's not putting on the internet?
Yes, it doesn't get any better than this.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool movie.
I actually picked the director up from his hotel and drove him to the festival.
Nice.
Because I emailed him and I was like, hey, I want to interview you because I love found footage. And he's like, oh, cool. Hey, can you pick me up too?
That's really funny.
Yeah, but no, he was cool. Yeah.
While you're here,
That was an interesting movie. It's got a cool energy. There's like parts of that movie where I'm like, damn, did this really happen?
Yeah.
That's the
I
best
really
compliment
need
you
to
could give
seek
to
out
found footage.
Frogman and Frogman Returns. Frogman on Tubi right now.
Yeah.
I might fire this up tomorrow night.
Oh, to be classic.
Tubi classic.
Frogtown rocks.
Yeah, Frogtown is great.
It's a sick movie. There are a lot of moments where you're like, this just is a documentary because a lot of sequences in the film are just documentary. It's a really cool blend of the both. Excited for y'all to hear our episode about it. Again, even if you haven't seen the movie, it's going to be a fun listen.
Yeah.
If you grew up in Florida, North Florida, any part in Florida, it feels a lot more real than most of like what you see from Florida focused film.
Agreed.
Best actress.
Best actress. This category I think is fucking stacked. So we have Kayla Monterosa Mejia. Valentina.
Beautiful pronunciation.
Thank you. I've been practicing. I did not want to embarrass myself on the podcast. Absolutely incredible. This is another one where the interview is coming. This movie is made by
I might post it before this episode. I'll probably post that in Frogtown first.
Sweet. Okay. Then you've probably already listened to it. Maybe. If you haven't, check it out.
back.
It is with a reporter by trade. This is her first feature film that's taking place on the El Paso border to Mexico.
Did you see this
it
one?
is-
I did not. no.
It's really cool. It genuinely is like,
Loved it.
the style of it is it's just a Borat type thing. Like it's just one real person and everything else is
real,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and truly, she's a front runner for this, Kayla, because like that's hard.
It's so hard.
when you're the only actor in something, and she is the one like starting the conversations with everybody. That's real, and she's so charismatic and so cool and magnetic that like everyone she talks to just likes her.
Also, one thing that Tati, the director, kind of talked about in the interview was that they did not have a script when making this movie, which makes it all the more impressive that they're just like, Yeah, no, we're just gonna like have like maybe some vague ideas, and then I'll text you if I think of jokes like while we're actively there on set, and so just like keep your phone by you, and then we'll just keep it all recording. So Kayla Monterosa Mejia, Rocky Shea, Junkie.
Oh yeah.
We talked about Junkie a couple times on here, so I'll move past that one for the time being. Carrie Bechet, Sylvania.
On Catch Fire.
We're all Hulk Catch Fire heads here. Dude, for Carrie
She's
Bechet,
great in the
she is
film.
incredible in the movie.
She makes that movie feel like it's like a legitimate, like
Yeah.
she gives it like an air of like professionalism, you know?
Yeah. She really beautiful performance. Olivia Wilde, I Want Your Sex. Michaela Cole, The Christophers. Samara Weaving, Caroline, and Laurel Collins, Frogtown.
That is very stacked. I haven't seen most of these, so I don't think that I should weigh in on this one. I mean, I from what you guys have said, probably Junkie.
The thing is, there's another award that's coming up that Junkie might win. So I'm like, should we spread the love here? But I want to also.
I'm kind of obsessed with Indy and Everett.
Yeah,
That's
she's
like-
got to be in here for
Oh.
Obsession.
That's like, I mean, that's my number one person. That's just me personally. But if it wasn't her, I like Rocky Shea. She was amazing. And then who else did you like, Hunter?
Kayla from Valentina and
Yeah.
Carrie Bechet from Sylvania.
Okay.
Olivia
Really?
And
Wilde.
Olivia Wilde.
I
I'm sorry,
love
and Olivia Wilde, yeah.
But if tiebreaker, I'm going to give it to one of the smaller movies.
Yeah.
I think Olivia Wilde is phenomenal. Don't get it twisted. But
My favorite's Rocky, but I could see it going to most of these picks, to be honest. So whatever you guys want.
Yeah, I love Indy and then Olivia Wilde, but if it's like one of the smaller films, I would pick Rocky Shea.
I think we should give out 3 awards.
What?
I think
We
it's
have
good enough.
enough tapes.
I think it's good enough that I think we should give it to Kayla, Rocky, and Carrie.
All right.
Do it.
I think that's and you know what, Ernest, go ahead and burn another one for Olivia. She gets like the most burned copy though.
So what's the last award? Is it Best of the Fest?
Yeah, best of the fest. So I didn't write any down for these, but we know the ones: Junkie, Valentina.
First they came from my college from me.
First they came from my college.
and Obsession.
Sylvania,
Obsession.
I Want Your Sex, Obsession. Your
Yeah.
pick. First they came from my college.
Yeah. Also, shout out to if I go, will they miss me?
Yeah, we didn't
was a
really
nice-
talk much about
I
that one because
really wanted to
I
see
missed
that.
it.
Yeah, it's a nice movie.
Yeah,
it's worth checking out.
I really wanted to check that one out. That was another one of the buzzier ones coming in because it got some
Really
noise
liked
at
it.
Sundance.
And at the end of the day, I think Caroline deserves to be in here. I think we're a little cooler on it, being the opening night film. But at the end of the whole week, I think it deserves a spot.
I liked it.
In
I did not
consideration.
love Caroline.
I mean, you saw way more than I did
Yeah, but I liked it.
of what I saw.
I'm not putting it down. I'm saying that I liked it.
My favorite movie I saw in general, like in any category in the whole festival, was Junkie. It edged out everything else, including, I think second place would probably be Obsession, which I think is a great movie. Junkie to me speaks toward, it feels like sort of like an explosion of potential and talent in Will Means and in Rocky and everyone involved with it. It feels like it's like speaking toward like big things coming for him in the same way that like in a way more normal way, Obsession is the same way for Curry Barker, where you're like, well, yeah, obviously this guy's something.
If people haven't listened to the interview, like the basics of Junkie is Rocky Shea is kind of playing a version of herself, like
She
kind of reliving her life as a drug addict and
yeah.
portraying it on screen.
She's been a meth addict before in the South.
But it is a
kids.
lot more than that. Like it's very funny. I compared this movie like most affectionately to Harmony Korine. Like it has a ton of Harmony Korine all throughout it. If you haven't seen Harmony Korine films, think like Safdie but indie, I guess, is at least with some of the filmmaking style would be some of the way that I
or like Sean Baker.
neuroticism, Sean Baker, sure. Like
It's a lot of that, and it's done with a lot of heart. But also with, I don't know, a lot of just like effective directing that I wasn't expecting for something so shaggy and so chaotic. Like it's well shot, it's well directed, it's well acted from Rocky. She's never starred in anything before,
Especially the fight choreography, which I was impressed by.
Yeah,
It's like a small movie, but
No, I know.
it's
Like, we
so well done.
Well, that was one of like the main things I wanted to ask Will. I was like why does that look so good? Like, and he didn't really plan it out.
Yeah, no
much
shot
in
list.
advance.
It was crazy.
Yeah, man,
I'm
what
so
on
bummed
earth?
I haven't gotten a chance to see it. Marcel, your Letterboxd review. Can we read it?
Oh, yeah.
I just have it pulled up. Can I
Okay.
read it?
Yeah.
This went from Wonder Woman on meth to an American remake of Surratt. So if you've seen Surratt, you know that this movie is about to get fucking crazy.
When we were sitting next to him at Bar Louie, and I went up to him and I introduced myself and I said, dude, like the last I don't know, 20 minutes of your movie reminded me of like Surratt. He's like,
Holy
Surratt.
shit.
He's like, Surratt was like my favorite international film last year. I saw it like 3 times in theaters.
Nice.
And I mean, because when you watch Surratt and you watch this, it's very similar.
Yeah. Oh, I need to see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he. I mean, if there's anything that these interviews have taught us is that filmmakers do read your Letterboxd reviews. People.
I've had multiple filmmakers quote my Letterboxd review of their movie back to me.
They
in these
posted
past
it
couple
on
weeks.
Instagram. They clipped it.
And that was a little bit of a humbling experience of what I posted.
No, it's not humbling. It's making me feel powerful in ways I shouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm gonna
Are you
say
waiting for the RZA to quote?
the Riz
your-
is gonna kill me.
I think the RZA's going to kill everybody because it was a secret screening at Regal and AMC. I think.
I think that's what.
Yeah,
made
and
more
then
people find
I had a buddy
reviews.
who like reviewed it, and I'm like, "How did you watch it?" He's like, "It was a secret screening at AMC," and he hated
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
My
shocker.
my Devil Wears Prada 2 review is it's doing pretty well.
Oh, is it?
Is it good?
Oh.
But
Is
you
the
saw it
movie
already?
good?
Yeah, we saw it on Monday.
What was your? Wait,
is it-
what
is
was
it
your
out already?
review?
Is it good?
It comes out today.
I really liked it.
It's great.
Yeah, I really liked it.
This is my review. My review is there's a new Tucci out that's supposed to be nuts.
That's just what I said about fucking RZA. You piece of shit.
It's a very easy template to follow, you know.
Is that actually what you said?
Yes.
Oh, damn it.
really funny.
Damn it.
I'm really excited for
Spend too much time
Devil Wears
together.
Prada too.
It's really good. A lot of critics are more lukewarm on it, which I'm kind of surprised by.
It's kind of leaving my brain a little bit. I had a
I
blast.
don't think it's as
in the
memorable
theater.
as Devil Wears Prada. Like, I don't think it's going to be as instantly quotable, but it is like has some things to it to say that I think are better than the first.
Yeah, it tries to be about the
think-
state of media.
To wrap this whole pot up, I think if we're doing ranked choice ballots, I think it's going to Junkie. So shout out to Junkie. Congratulations. I think
I didn't realize I stole your spoon of
I
chocolate
think that the
review.
crew from Junkie.
Fine.
I think
How many
that
likes do
Will,
you fucking have? How many?
12. You have 20. I was just your 20th. right
Watch
now.
it. Watch out.
12. You say.
No one will
Let's make
ever.
Let's make it 13.
No one will ever beat my knock at the cabin.
Yeah.
What is your knock at the cabin?
He said? What's the
Dave
guy's name?
Bautista glasses not small enough. 1,170.
He was right. The people
They're not small
agreed.
enough. If the glasses would have been smaller, the movie would have been better. Look at Blade Runner.
That's got to be a top comment on there.
That's really good.
I don't think it's like number one, but it's up there. Yeah.
It's got to be up there.
Nice. Good shit.
Sorry, you were about to wrap it up.
I mean,
No,
that's
just-
it.
I think we're.
I want to give it to
Okay.
Junkie. I think Junkie fucking rules.
Yeah,
I really
love that movie. I think that Will gets the original copy of Michael. Will doesn't get any burned copies.
Okay.
And then it is now his responsibility to distribute it to the other.
Here's
winners
another
after
thought.
seeing it.
honorable mention in best Florida feature, even though it's not in Florida. Junkie.
It has Florida energy.
Very
Big
much.
Very
Florida
swampy.
energy.
Big
Yeah.
North Florida energy.
I was gonna say big, like Channel 5 going to a
Yeah.
Bike Week energy. Is
Exactly.
like the way that
It is
everything
so
wraps up.
It's very Soga no Fluff.
Yeah, there's a lot of that movie that feels very specific in a way that I recognize. Makes sense that Will was born in the same hospital that I was in Waycross, Georgia. So
Oh my God.
I don't know if we were in the same hospital. I can't imagine there's a ton of hospitals in Waycross, Georgia to choose from. But you know, it's capturing a very specific part of the country that I recognize and I see.
Wow.
So
Wow. Cool. All right. Well, let's wrap it up there. Thank you all for listening. Please remember to rate and review and subscribe, like and comment. Let us know your thoughts on the Florida Film Festival. Did you go this year? Did you watch any of these movies? And yeah, stick around. Join the Discord, patreon.com/WeBottomMike. Marcel, thank you so much for coming on. Pleasure to have you. Please, final thoughts, plugs, any last things you want to say?
No, I really appreciate you guys having me on. I took the red eye here from Davenport, Florida. So, I got to drive back on I-4. It's going to be a wild ride, but I wouldn't have missed this. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate
my
you,
first in-person podcast, and it was a great time. So thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming.
Definitely have you on again. Definitely for the Florida Film Festival next year, but perhaps before then, if something comes up, we'll let you know.
If there's anything that comes up,
Squeak in a Denzel.
Yeah, perhaps.
Additional Denzel edition.
Yeah, let me know.
Yes, we are covering the films of Denzel Washington. Next up is Mississippi Masala coming around the corner. And, we still, maybe we'll do a Deborah Welch Prada 2, little check-in. We still haven't talked about the drama.
Yeah. Drew, have you seen the drama?
No. It's okay.
Do you know it yet?
No, and I need.
That's good.
Every time I talk to you, I'm like, I know you're about to.
No,
say
I'm not going to say it.
Shut up.
I'm saying
Shut
go
up.
see this fucking movie so it doesn't get spoiled for you already.
Also-
You're going to spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it. I would never do
The
that.
amount of Breaking Bad when we were in high school, the amount of times it wouldn't be anything significant, but you'd be like, oh, you didn't see it. Oh, dude, never forgive Walt after this one. Shut up.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Also, Mother Mary, which you've seen.
Yes. I'm fascinated for you guys to see Mother Mary because I think that you guys might hate it.
What?
I loved it.
Because
I'm here for it.
You think we hate when movies pass the Bechdel test?
Yeah. You guys hate whenever there's no men in movies. You tune it out. You're like, there's two women talking at each other.
Where's me?
Yeah.
Where's I?
And we haven't forgotten there was a Drew pick coming to lead us into Disclosure Day. Ooh. The new Steven Spielberg Alien film. We are talking about the other Steven Spielberg Alien films. So lots of goodies coming, and we're going to get into the summer. So stick around.
Also,
We'll see you.
Colin, recent winner of Last Movie Wager or some shit.
He won the Fantasy Film League.
Yeah.
He wants to do Big Fat Liar.
Oh my God.
Great one.
All right.
Speaking
Paul
of
Giamatti, baby.
Speaking of Paul, yeah.
We'll see you then.
He's blue.
Bye-bye.
Bye.